The ceremony was attended by many, but the most prominent were Scylla's companions, May, Lesser, Duke Rubel, Apel, and her brother Juro. Witnessing the moment, Genos and Scylla stood side by side in a splendid wedding dress, in a color warmer than anything ever before. The story, the female lead, is having an affair with my fiancé, has now come to an end. Thank you for following the story to the end. While waiting for a new story, please watch other stories on the Q Muoi review channel to pass the time. Wishing you all happiness and energy. Goodbye and see you again. This girl had just transmigrated and was almost devoured by the original owner's personal guard. After composing herself, she forcefully pushed the man away and shouted, "Bastard." The male guard, having been pushed away, sat trembling and called out, "Your Highness the Princess." She composed herself and thought, "Where have I transmigrated to? That's right, I am now the protector of the nation princess of West Qi, Su Qingwang, the 7th in rank, yet the most revered. From her memories, it was clear that this Su Qingwang had a natural talent for martial arts, but a strange temperament. Even among the masters trained by West Qi's AM catch, no one could stop her. And this Fu Shang was the only master she could not defeat. Because of this, he was transferred from AM catch to Su Qingwang's side, enduring her torment until his health gradually deteriorated and his life finally ended at the age of 26. So now he's my shadow guard. From outside, Feng Jinji walked in and asked, "Hey, what are you doing?" As the princess's shadow guard, you commit insubordination against the princess, and now it's come to light that you've resorted to poison, truly courting death. This person is Feng Jinji, the consort of the protector of the nation princess. Su Qingwang looked at him and thought. The original Su Qingwang liked Feng Jinji, begged the emperor to grant the marriage, and always indulge him. But Feng Jinji did not accept her feelings. He even took advantage of this, using the original owner's hand to obstruct others and support the third prince's ascension to the throne. Burning the bridge after crossing it, the year after Fu Shang's death, Feng Jinji quickly killed her. Knowing these things, Su Qingwang said in a cold voice, "Get out and kneel." Fu Shang, thinking she was talking to him, shakily stood up while Feng Jinji stood aside, smirking with delight. Unexpectedly, Su Qingwang continued, "Feng Jinji, the one this princess was talking about is you." Feng Jinji shouted, "Su Qingwang, are you in such a hurry to conspire with this shadow guard? Is this a new way for you to torment me? Let me tell you, marrying you is forced by an imperial edict. You will never have my heart. No matter what tricks you use, I will not compromise with you, much less share a bed with you." From above, Su Qingwang directly struck him with her palm. "Shut up." Feng Jinji flew like a ball and fell with a thud. "Su Qingwang, are you crazy?" Su Qingwang stood up and ordered men. Feng Jinji's behavior is insolent, offending this princess. Drag him out and give him 30 strokes of the rod. "What are you doing?" "Su Qingwang, you dare treat me like this? You wretched subordinates." Fu Shang knelt before Qingwang and thought, whether I'm drugged to death or offend the princess, the outcome is death. Fu Shang was anxiously awaiting the punishment Su Qingwang would give him. Then suddenly, Su Qingwang walked over and lifted Fu Shang's chin. Su Qingwang examined him and thought, someone poisoned you, wanting him to commit insubordination against me, and also wanting his life. Su Qingwang slowly removed the mask from Fu Shang's face. But he is my person. His life and death are for me to decide. Fu Shang hurriedly lowered his head in worry. This drug. I'm afraid I can't last for the time it takes to drink a cup of tea. Su Qingwang tossed the mask aside, thinking, such a handsome face, why cover it? Then she called, "Come here." "Subordinate." "This subordinate dares not." Su Qingwang raised an eyebrow. Annoyed, "You dare to disobey my order? Come up here." Fu Shang obediently stood up and then knelt before Qingwang. Su Qingwang placed her hand on his neck to transfer true qi to Fu Shang, then asked, "Who poisoned you?" Fu Shang said softly, "Feng Jinji." "Feng Jinji? You can't even break a simple trick like this and got plotted against. Should this princess consider your skills to have faded, or should I send you back to AM Catch for retraining? The wine Feng Jinji brought was a reward from your highness. This subordinate could not refuse wine rewarded by your highness. So you knew it was poisoned but drank it anyway." Su Qingwang thought to herself. Feng Jinji was someone the original Su Qingwang doted on so much that no one in the mansion, high or low, dared to speak out in anger. while Fu Shang was hated by him to the point of being tormented to death. Based on her style, even if Fu Shang told the truth, she wouldn't have believed him. That's right, it was at this time that the original Su Qingwang beat him up, causing internal injuries. Shadow guards from AM Catch are highly capable, can achieve great things, command troops, are loyal to the bone, and would never betray their master. What if I could make the shadow guards of AM Catch loyal to me? Suddenly, a maidservant ran in to reporting to the princess. The princess consort has fainted. Does he know his mistake now? When the maidservant remained silent, Su Qingwang continued. Splash him awake and continue the beating. Just leave him alive. Immediately begin revoking the princess consort's privileges in the princess's mansion. No need to worry about him. Yes, the maidservant wondered. Why has Her Highness's temperament suddenly changed today? But it's good that she's no longer bewitched by that Feng Jianji. It's almost noon. Your Highness the princess should take her bath. The matter of the princess consort doesn't need to trouble you. At this moment, Su Qingwang instructed Fu Shang, immediately remember your status. You're this princess's shadow guard. You obey only this princess. In this protector of the nation princess's mansion, and among the West Qi imperial family, no one besides this princess can command you. A moment later, a maidservant reported, the water in the pool is ready, Your Highness. As Fu Shang was about to leave, Su Qingwang called out, Fu Shang, stay. The others are not needed. The maidservants quietly exited. Then Su Qingwang spread her arms and said, change my clothes. Yes. Fu Shang was surprised, but then he went over and shyly undressed Su Qingwang. After soaking in the water, Su Qingwang said, step back. At this moment, Fu Shang placed a hand on his chest and wondered, how can this be? Su Qingwang's eyes suddenly widened in surprise. Fu Shang was heartbroken, even for a shadow guard. This is too shameless. Su Qingwang's eyes widened as she turned around. Can I hear his inner thoughts? He thinks I want to drown him? His inner drama is quite rich. It's no wonder he thinks that way. The original Su Qingwang was tyrannical and erratic, often using various methods to torment people. What are you doing over there? Come massage this princess's shoulders. Fu Shang slowly took off his robe, astonished. She's not going to kill me. Her Highness the princess is like a different person today. Su Qingwang slowly replied, but it's not a different person. But would the original Su Qingwang have this special ability, or have my five senses suddenly opened up? So if I'm Su Qingwang, I should know. Unparalleled martial arts, a revered status, and a powerful shadow guard, Fu Shang. She originally had limitless prospects, so how could she be used and fall to such an end? Foolish. Then Su Qingwang called Fu Shang. This subordinate is present. Fu Shang immediately knelt. This subordinate is present. Spread the news that Feng Jianji was beaten in the princess's mansion. It's been temporarily covered up, but make sure all the civil and military officials of the court know. Yes, tomorrow, you will personally go to AM Catch and select a few shadow guards to come to the princess's mansion. Yes, Fu Shang left in a panic. Su Qingwang watched him go and thought, if I am Su Qingwang now, I must do what needs to be done. When it was time for the meal, Su Qingwang again dismissed the maidservants. All of you leave. Then she called Fu Shang. This subordinate is present. Sit down. Fu Shang was extremely surprised. Su Qingwang pointed at the table of food and said, what did shadow guards eat before? This princess is just asking, but from today on, you will eat with this princess. Fu Shang picked up the bowl of rice, his eyes sparkling as he thought, it's hot food. It smells so good. The food before was nothing like this. Hearing this, Su Qingwang thought to herself, a simple mind, absolute obedience and loyalty, with great potential. He is the most outstanding shadow guard, the person I can trust the most. Meeting that Su Qingwang was truly a pity for him. Eat. From now on, don't eat cold food anymore. It's not good for you. This is already his second year with Su Qingwang. His body has been damaged. I must nurse him back to health. Afterward, the sixth princess of West Qi, Su Yiling, heard that Feng Jianji was injured and frantically pushed open the door, barging in and calling, Jianji, what is going on? How are they serving you? Feng Jianji said weakly. Was Su Qingwang provoked, or has she gone mad? It's truly unreasonable. Su Yiling impatiently shouted, "Man, immediately go to the palace and summon Imperial Physician Zhao and Imperial Physician Wang." Su Qingwang walked in from outside and said, "Imperial sister is truly concerned about my consort. Sixth sister is an unmarried young lady, yet you enter my princess's mansion as if it were an uninhibited place, entering the princess consort's room as if it were your own home. With this behavior, are you planning to have something with the princess consort?" Su Yiling felt a pang of guilt and thought, "What's wrong with this wench today?" Then she took Su Qinghuang's hand and said, "Seventh sister, you've misunderstood. You've always cherished the princess consort. This time, I heard you flew into a rage, so I was worried that some villain is sowing discord. Seventh sister, you can't distinguish right from wrong and hold a grudge against the princess consort. Does sixth sister mean that I am a fool?" "No." Su Qingwang pulled her hand away. "I was indeed foolish before. However, sixth sister and the princess consort are so close. This is something I cannot tolerate. Since it's like this, I will fulfill this deep love and affection of yours. From now on, this princess declares the divorce of Feng Jianji." At this moment, in Rinshou Palace, the Empress Dowager said loudly, "What has gotten into Su Qinghuang to make her go mad? Using punishment on her own consort? How can the frail Jianji endure a beating with a rod? It's truly unreasonable and unprovoked. What about his family status?" Consort Feng Jianji's paternal aunt, replied, "I heard she even declared she wants to divorce her husband. Empress Dowager, you must seek justice for Jianji. In the beginning, the protector of the nation princess took a fancy to him, arbitrarily asked the emperor to grant the marriage, and now that she's tired of him, she just says she'll divorce him. What does she take the Feng family for? This Su Qingwang is truly outrageous. Rest assured, AI Jia has already had him brought into the palace. I will not let her do such a preposterous thing." Just as she finished speaking, it was announced from the door, "The protector of the nation princess has arrived." Su Qingwang sauntered in and thought to herself, "The Empress Dowager's favored candidate for crown prince is the third prince, born to consort Feng. By calculation, he is also Feng Jianji's older male cousin. The original Su Qingwang was sent to the underworld by these very people." The Empress Dowager asked irritably, "Where is Qi? Beaten by you until he can't even go out?" Noble consort Feng added with a sneer, "Your Highness, let's talk this over. That child Qi is always measured in his actions and gets along well with you. Could there be some misunderstanding?" So Tanhong said coldly, "Measured? Since marrying this palace, Feng Qi has been disrespectful, offending his superior. What's wrong with this palace divorcing a princess consort who fails to uphold his duties?" The Empress Dowager snapped, "Little seventh, do you have any sense of decorum? This is all I can do. I don't want you to worry. I don't want you to worry. How dare you be so insolent before me?" So Tanhong turned to the door. "Does the Empress Dowager have anything else? If not, I will take my leave." As soon as So Tanhong pushed the door open, the eunuch outside was stunned speechless. Then he stared after her, wondering, isn't that the direction to leave the palace? Where's she going? A moment later, at the Imperial Medical Academy, the imperial physicians gathered together, whispering softly. Offending the emperor means being dragged out for beheading. In a moment's time, offending the princess means dying on the spot. Why has this god of death come? So Tanhong looked at their attitude and thought, so Tanhong's reputation is truly terrible. Then she said, "What are you all standing around for? Get back to what you should be doing. This palace is just here to get some medicine and we'll leave." One of them stepped forward and asked, "Your Highness the Princess, what medicine would you like? This old subject will fetch it. Medicine for recuperation, both for internal and external injuries. Prepare a dose for each." "Yes, please wait a moment, Your Highness." This old subject will go prepare the medicine right away. In a flash, they disappeared without a trace. 1 minute and 30 seconds later, 3 doses of medicine were ready. How to brew the medicine. This subject has written it down clearly. This palace knows. As soon as Sotan Hong left, they started buzzing again. The 7th princess came to get medicine in person. Who has such influence? I heard the princess flew into a rage and beat the princess consort until he was injured. She must be going to show her sincerity now. You, make a trip to Rinshou Palace and report this to the Empress Dowager. Upon hearing the news, the Empress Dowager said, "It seems she still cares for Qinshi noble consort Feng, who is eavesdropping, thought to herself. I hope so. For the third prince to get the throne, we still need to use Sotan Hong. Qinshi must stay in the princess's residence and capture her heart." After returning to the residence, Sotan Hong ordered someone to brew the medicine, then said, "Fu Trong, close the door." As soon as Fu Trong closed the door, she said, "Change your clothes and lie on the bed." Fu Trong froze, startled, and thought to himself, in the rear courtyard, besides the princess consort, there are already 4 male attendants. "Her Highnesses." Sotan Hong heard his thoughts and replied, "Rest assured, this palace has no interest in you, nor do I want to torment you. The wounds on your body need to be treated with medicine. This palace will set some rules for you. First, during the day, you can stay by my side openly. Unless there is a special mission, you don't need to stay hidden. Second, at night, you don't need to stand guard. You can sleep on the bedding in the bedchamber. Third, from now on, you will have 3 meals a day with me, and I order you to take your medicine on time. However, if anyone else pretends to be me and forces you to drink poison, you had best learn to refuse." Fu Trong tentatively thought, this is not in accordance with the rules. Sotan Hong asked again, "You want to say it's not in accordance with the rules? Remember, for anything that doesn't follow the old rules, this palace's orders are the standard. You don't need to think otherwise." Yes. From outside the door, a maidservant said, "Your Highness, the medicine has been brewed." Sotan Hong went out to get the medicine and saw the maidservant seem to want to say something. So she asked, "What is it? Is there something else?" "It's from the other side. They said the princess consort had a fever all night and was calling your name while unconscious. The princess consort is the heir of the Feng residence. If something really happens..." The maidservant thought worriedly. Feng Qinshi usually pays no mind to the princess. What is he up to this time? Sotan Hong carried the bowl of medicine inside and replied, "This palace will go take a look later." Then she continued speaking to Fu Trong. "And fourth, your health is poor. From now on, you're not allowed to eat cold food, not allowed to bathe in cold water, and must take your medicine on time. This palace will help you regulate your body. Yes, it's not an illusion. Her Highness the Princess is not her usual self today." After finishing with Fu Trong, Tan Hong went to Feng Qinshi's place. As a princess consort, yet living in a separate courtyard from the princess. Tan Hong really doted on him. "What does this look? Hate me?" Feng Qinshi turned his face inward and replied, "I wouldn't dare. It's fine even if you do dare. If you hate this palace so much, then this palace will grant your wish. Once your wounds have healed, this palace will divorce you. Go back to your title." Feng Qinshi called out Tan Hong's name loudly. Tan Hong Gelang set at him. "If you don't want to get worse, you'd best learn to shut your mouth. Take good care of your young master." Then she thought, "So Lang Lin has arrived. The Empress Dowager and noble consort Feng have summoned me. Feng Qinshi is weak. Who will be the next one to get restless?" In the palace, the third prince, So Thien Dan, heard the news and asked, "Why?" "The details are not yet clear. What does your Highness plan to do?" "Prepare the carriage. This prince will make a trip to the Feng residence." At this moment in the main hall, the 7th princess arrived. Tan Hong walked in from outside, saw the officials waiting, and thought, so hot-headed. Seeing the princess, Prime Minister Feng questioned, "Your Highness the Princess, I wonder what mistake Qinshi made to cause the princess to fly into such a rage? To not hesitate to use private punishment on him." Noble consort Feng said in an aggrieved tone, "Qinshi is a weak scholar. He has never been flogged. In the beginning, it was the princess who liked him, so he gave up his official career to enter the princess's residence. And now, I hope the emperor will seek justice and not let the court officials feel disheartened." Tan Hong replied coldly, "Feng Qinshi was disrespectful to this palace. He insulted this palace. That this palace hasn't killed him is already a great mercy. Does the prime minister have an opinion on this palace's actions? Qinshi insulting the princess. That's impossible. Qinshi has always been a man who knows and observes propriety. In the beginning, it was the princess who wanted to marry him. That's why. It seems Lord Prime Minister is very dissatisfied with this palace. Do you mean that Qinshi marrying this palace is a great grievance for him? This subject did not mean that. He thought to himself, the marriage was decreed by an imperial edict. Isn't expressing grievance the same as being dissatisfied with the emperor? The third prince spoke up. "Seventh sister, you used private punishment arbitrarily. Where are the laws of West Qi? Where is the dignity of the royal family? My affairs are none of your business, let alone 50 strokes." If he dares to displease this palace again, this palace will cut off his hands and feed them to the dogs." The Empress Dowager shouted. "Insolent!" The emperor said helplessly. "Tan Hong, for better or worse, Feng Qinshi is your officially wedded princess consort. You married him openly, bowed to heaven and earth. Don't do this to him." So Tan Hong heard the emperor's inner thoughts. The national treasury is insufficient, the tribute to Eastling is more than half a year's surplus, and I don't know how to handle it. The second son of the Feng family got beaten up. It's over. So Tanghuang Ten Tao. The continent originally had 9 countries, divided into Eastling, Great Zhou, West Qi, North Jiang, Shu, South Yiwu, Han, Zhonghua, and Yan. More than 20 years ago, East Ling swallowed South Yu and the state of Wu, becoming the most powerful country on the continent. It has been prosperous all these years. West Qi's vitality was depleted due to internal strife, and it cannot compare to the powerful nations. Now, it can only seek refuge with East Ling royal father. Are you worried about this year's tribute to East Ling? That's right. You have a way. You have a way. Prime Minister Feng stared and replied, "What does she want to do?" So Tan Hong said clearly, "The reason Eastling is strong is because all corrupt officials have been killed. Without corrupt officials, the national treasury will naturally have enough silver to manage the army and raise soldiers. West Qi can also follow this example. This time, we can send people to investigate and also take the opportunity to rectify the corrupt officials." The officials listened with their mouths agape. So Tan Hong glanced at them and said sinisterly, "Prime Minister Feng is the head of all officials. Let's start with the Feng family. Lord Feng has always been loyal to the emperor. Surely you won't object to this palace's proposal?" The Empress Dowager replied, "Little Seventh has martial arts skills, but has never been involved in court affairs. Most of the wealthy families are veteran and important ministers. Doing this, I'm afraid, will create great chaos and panic among the subjects. It will only give the emperor a headache." Noble consort Feng interjected. This concubine also thinks Tan Hong's thinking is too simplistic, not considering the consequences. So Tan Hong was resolute. "Emperor, give me 3,000 imperial guards. 1 month is enough. I will definitely fill the national treasury and eliminate the corrupt officials. Moreover, I can make it so that West Qi no longer needs to pay tribute to Eastling this year." Prime Minister Feng, sweating profusely, replied, "The 7th princess must be joking. Eastling's strength is immense. For the past few years, West Qi has had to pay a large tribute just to barely maintain peace. And you want to ruin it at this moment. Such shameless boasting. Do you want West Qi to fall into a great war? That's right, speaking recklessly without knowing what's good for her." So Thien Dan sneered. "Seventh sister is a woman. How could she understand these matters? You should just go back and live with your princess consort. Don't cause trouble for royal father here. This palace is not causing trouble. So, do you all think that Eastling takes our tribute for the sake of glory? All right, Little Seventh, matters of state, if not handled carefully, will lead to war and cause the people to suffer. It's not as simple as you say. Noble consort, send someone to the princess's residence to take care of the princess consort. Little Seventh, stay behind." So Thien Dan thought to himself, "The 7th princess truly has well-developed limbs, but a simple mind. The tribute to Eastling is a matter of course. For her to make an issue out of it has indeed displeased the emperor. Let this crazy woman make a scene. When she fails and loses favor with the emperor, the throne will be mine." So Tan Hong heard his thoughts and wondered. All this resentment, just how much of it has So Tan Hong heard? After everyone else was gone, the emperor said, "Little Seventh, West Qi has been paying tribute to Eastling for years. This is not out of an intention to ally, but a forced situation. Right now, none of the countries have enough power to confront Eastling. You said you have a way. What is it?" So Tan Hong replied, "I didn't say we should confront Eastling. As expected, how could this emperor be willing to submit to Eastling? Then what you mean is, I have a way to make Eastling voluntarily waive West Qi's tribute. But he lacks a certain aura, only knowing how to form cliques with court factions. But this empire still needs an heir in the end. Recently, Tan Hong has become calmer. In the end, she is just a woman. This time, I'll grant her the secret authority and the title of Grand Princess. If she cannot do what she has promised, then, so Tan Hong's mother, Consort Doan said, behead yourself to atone for your crime. Since you intend to work on the emperor's behalf, this palace will naturally support you." So Tan Hong sat and sighed in admiration. The original owner's mother is truly a beauty. Qing Wang, It's been a long time since we, mother and daughter, sat down for a heart-to-heart. Today, I ordered someone to prepare some snacks and specially called you over to try them. She smiled, but in her heart, she thought, let Su Qing Wang torment others as she pleases. Her achievements are an opportunity for Tianzheng. If she offends many people, Tianzheng can step on her to win their hearts. Once Tianzheng ascends to the throne, dealing with her will be easy, avoiding future trouble. Hearing these words, Su Qing Wang secretly calculated. Suddenly, Consort Duan called out, Qing Wang, startling her. She asked, what do you want me to do? You must have investigated the matter of the court officials. These official positions can naturally be changed at will. Consort Duan pushed a teacup over and said, I heard the Minister of Revenue has a vast fortune, and your second maternal uncle has been the Vice Minister of Revenue for a long time. Do you think you should speak up about it? Su Qing Wang pushed it back and replied, this is not something I can decide. I'll be leaving first. I will consider your words and visit you again later. After saying this, Su Qing Wang left. On the carriage, she said, even my own mother detests me. Su Qing Wang's life is truly a failure. Surrounded by villains, and the only loyal shadow guard was tortured to death by my own hands. This is what I brought upon myself. As soon as she returned to the mansion, she saw Feng Jianji waiting, speaking with a belligerent attitude. I want to know. Su Qing Wang cut him off. You see this palace, yet do not bow. It seems you haven't learned your lesson. The princess consort has been rather unruly these past 2 days. This palace sentences him to kneel here for one shurchin. You, watch over him and don't let the princess consort faint. You've gone mad from heartbreak. I'm telling you, no matter what tricks you use, I will not. Just as he said this, he was kicked in the leg from behind by Fu Shang, causing him to kneel heavily on the ground. Su Qing Wang turned back, her eyes wide with surprise. Fu Shang said, he has offended a superior, a crime punishable by death. Feeling protected, Qing Wang smiled with satisfaction. Just then, an imperial edict arrived. The imperial edict has arrived. By order of His Majesty the Emperor, the 7th princess is conferred the title of Grand Princess. Su Qing Wang is the Grand Princess. By imperial decree. Congratulations, Your Highness the Grand Princess. This servant greets Your Highness. Su Qing Wang called Fu Shang out to receive the seal, then wondered to herself, what is Feng Jianji's plan? What is the use of Feng Hua Shuiyu? What I want is the empire to command and dominate, to rule the world. Take it down and handle it. For now, there are no issues on the emperor's side. I just need to solve the national treasury and the tribute problem. Whether I'm cruel or just do as I please, perhaps even if I do something deviant, the emperor will tolerate it. Seeing Su Qing Wang thinking with a headache, Fu Shang quickly stood behind her and massaged her head. Your Highness, this subordinate has already selected a few shadow guards. Does Master wish to see them? Where are they? Fu Shang called out, come in. Immediately, they appeared in a flash. Subordinate Fu Feng, Subordinate Fu Yun, Subordinate Fu Wei, Subordinate Fu Ying. We greet the master. Su Qing Wang ordered in a cold voice, I give you 3 days. Split up and act. Find evidence of the Minister of Revenue's corruption and factionalism. This palace will bring the evidence to raid his home. Yes. After receiving the order, they immediately vanished like the wind. Su Qing Wang asked, are you the best master in the Shadow Pavilion? Fu Shang was startled to hear this. Yes, the best master, all for this. Because he was the best master, he was sent to the princess's mansion, detested by the princess, and uncomfortable every day. Until yesterday, as Fu Shang was about to kneel, Su Qing Wang reminded him, stand up and answer. This palace wants you to take control of the Shadow Pavilion. Can you do it? I can. She thought to herself, relying on my status as the Grand Princess to control the Shadow Pavilion, I can be even more arrogant from now on. As for the Emperor, the harem, and the court officials vying for benefits, all that can be dealt with later. That's right. Doesn't Su Qing Wang still have 4 male consorts in the rear courtyard? Such a big incident happened in the mansion these past 2 days, yet none of these consorts came out to watch the commotion. In the west courtyard of the princess's mansion, the 4 male consorts Su Qing Wang just mentioned were gathered together. Qi Ling, the second son of the king who pacifies the north, said, Feng Jianji has been punished again. Han Yu replied, it seems this princess has suddenly come to her senses. Wenjian, what do you think? The skies of the western Qi court are about to change. Nanny Wu is here. Nanny Wu said, young Master Qi, Young Master 1, Young Master Hong Yu, Young Master Shun. Her Highness the Grand Princess has ordered to invite the 4 young masters. Tomorrow evening, come to the East Shang Pavilion for a meal. Since we entered the mansion, no one has looked after us, nor has anyone deliberately made things difficult. We hold the title of male consort, but we have never shown off before the princess. This time, with my handsome face, I might just win her favor. That night, while Su Qing Huang was sleeping, she was startled awake by a groaning sound. What's that sound? It's Fu Shang. Su Qing Huang brought a lamp closer and saw Fu Shang curled up and shivering from the cold. Su Qing Huang wondered, it's already late spring and early summer. Even in my thin clothes, I don't feel too cold. Fu Shang is a martial artist. How can he be so cold that he's shivering? Su Qing Huang moved closer and reached out her hand to check, but before her hand could touch his forehead, Fu Shang's eyes opened. Reacting instinctively, Fu Shang shot up and grabbed Su Qing Huang's hand. They were face to face, surprised. Seeing Su Qing Huang, Fu Shang hurriedly let go of her hand and held back, but Su Qing Huang held on to check his pulse. For a martial artist, having their pulse point controlled is fatal. If I were to kill him, he wouldn't even have time to resist. The pulse shows nothing unusual, but when he's conscious, he's normal. Why was he as cold as ice just now? After checking his pulse, Su Qing Huang suggested, go sleep on this palace's bed. Fu Shang knelt. This subordinate wouldn't dare. Get up. You have no right to refuse what this palace says. Fu Shang got onto the bed, quite awkwardly and clumsily. Qing Huang then asked, do you need this palace to hold you to sleep well? Seeing Fu Shang curled up, Qing Huang thought to herself, he looks like an innocent maiden being forced. She also lay down beside him, took the blanket, pulled it up, and told Fu Shang to cover himself. Then she turned her back to him. Go to sleep. Fu Shang was puzzled. Her Highness is very strange today, but it is the master's command. I cannot defy it. After Fu Shang fell asleep, Qing Huang turned over and smiled to herself. So brave during the day, but his reaction now is quite interesting. Seeing him shivering violently, she thought, here it comes again. What is this physical reaction he has after falling asleep? She moved closer. This situation is too strange. I must get a physician to check on him after sunrise. Unconsciously, Fu Shang wrapped his arms around her waist. Holding me makes it not cold anymore. Am I warmer than a blanket? His body is so cold when he sleeps. If it were summer, hugging him to sleep would probably be very comfortable. It's just that in winter, we'd probably need more charcoal fire. Besides, he's a martial artist. If I touched him, my reaction should have woken him up immediately. But now he's not reacting at all. Holding me makes it not cold anymore. If I wake him up now, wouldn't he be scared half to death by my actions? Then he'd kneel and beg for forgiveness. The next morning, Fu Shang opened his eyes and thought to himself, I had the best sleep ever last night. Then he was horrified to see Qing Huang lying right next to him. This subordinate deserves death. His shout also woke Qing Huang up. She asked, did you sleep well holding this palace? This subordinate deserves death. Forget it. Attend to this palace's washing up. Afterward, as soon as Qing Huang stepped out the door, Feng Jianji, who was waiting, spoke up. Qing Huang, I have something to say to you. Have you forgotten where you are? This palace is the only master here. Seeing this palace, why don't you hurry up and bow? She thought to herself, his serious injuries haven't healed, yet he's here so early in the morning. This Feng Jianji, one must say, he knows when to yield and when to stand firm. Feng Jianji immediately bowed and lowered his tone. It was my fault before. Your Highness the Princess, can you not hold it against me? These past 2 days, Your Highness seems to have become a different person. Have you fallen for someone else? I didn't cherish you before. I wanted to use a special method to get Your Highness's attention. I just used the wrong method. Can Your Highness give me a chance? Qing Huang didn't answer him, but instead asked Fu Shang, do you believe what he says? I don't. Feng Jianji gritted his teeth. Just a shadow guard of lowly status, whom Her Highness detests the most. Why today? Qing Huang patted Fu Shang's head and said, thank you for your clothes. After saying this, she walked away. Fu Shang touched his own head, stunned. This madwoman, Su Qing Huang. On what grounds does she treat Big Brother like this? The third prince said, isn't she just a madwoman? What was that about confiscating assets? Are the houses of high officials that easy to confiscate? Now, that Jinji can't coax her. She has become a complete variable. Invite her to the Feng mansion for a visit. Your Highness, Miss Feng has sent someone with an invitation. It says that a flower viewing party will be held at the Feng mansion tomorrow. You're invited to the Feng mansion to admire flowers and drink tea. Qing Huang said, Feng Wanyu, I can't sit still anymore. Accept it, Fu Shang reported. These account books are evidence of the Minister of Revenue's embezzlement, and the amount is large. No wonder Consort Duan wants to get the vice minister from the Ling family promoted. Once she obtains this post, all the seized wealth will no longer be a worry. Qing Wang asked Fu Shang, "Who do you think will take over after the Minister of Revenue's home is raided and he is convicted?" "Second Master Ling. The Ling family is your highness's maternal family, so naturally, it should be him. What if I don't want him to take the position? I have no interest in scheming for Su Tianzheng." She thought to herself, he's merely the brother of this body's original owner. Fu Shang said, "Young Master One is in the rear courtyard. His father, Wen Xingwen, is the right vice minister of revenue. Perhaps he could take the position of minister of revenue." She asked why, then thought, he's a shadow guard with high martial arts skills. It makes sense for him to also be versed in political intrigue. Fu Shang began to explain his thoughts. The third prince, Su Tianzheng, and the fifth prince, vice minister of revenue, Wen Xingwen. Minister of revenue, Hong Chenghai. The person Wen Xingwen supports is the fifth prince, so he has always been at odds with Minister of Revenue Hong Chenghai. His abilities are mediocre, and his standing in the fifth prince's camp is also average, making him a tool for Master to use. In the Wen manor, there is another concubine's son, Wen Ling, but his abilities are 100 times inferior to Wen Zhan's. It was he who made Wen Zhan become a male consort, then resign for no reason. Therefore, Wen Zhan is not on good terms with the Wen family. When your highness no longer needs Wen Xingwen, we can eradicate them root and stem, leaving only Wen Zhan, and we won't have to worry about him seeking revenge. After speaking, Fu Shang bowed. This subordinate has overstepped. Qing Wang said, "Tonight, I will meet this Wen Zhan." Then she sent someone to Feng Jianji's place to inform him that he must appear tonight. At the waterside pavilion that evening, "Greetings, Your Highness, the Grand Princess," they whispered amongst themselves. Su Qing Wang is famously beautiful. Her reputation is well-deserved. Rise. This princess has not seen you for several months, and my memory is poor. State your names yourselves. Concubine son of the Qi family, Qi Ling, greets Your Highness, the Grand Princess. Concubine son of the Shun family, Shun Zhongjin, greets Your Highness, the Grand Princess. She was secretly puzzled. Why are they all sons of concubines? Did the original owner really like sons of concubines? Or was it because they were easy to bully and couldn't resist being forced into the manor? Concubine son of the Wen family, Wen Zhan, greets Your Highness, the Grand Princess. This temperament, a concubine's son. I heard your scholarship is not bad. When Zhan replied, this humble one's scholarship is merely passable. Thank you for your praise, Your Highness. Then he thought, she's concerned about my scholarship? Shouldn't she be more interested in my clothes and appearance? Qing Wang thought, no, I'm not interested. She dismissed him. This princess is not praising you. Next, Hong Yu greets Your Highness, the princess. This one was not a concubine's son. He was someone Su Qing Huang had bought at an auction. The original owner was beautiful. In comparison, besides his status, what made that Feng Jinji worthy of being the prince consort? Suddenly a voice was heard. Prince consort, please be careful. Walk a little slower. Feng Jinji strode in. This subject greets Your Highness, the princess. The male consorts in the rear courtyard whispered, is calling Feng Jinji here today to deliberately torment him or to continue acknowledging his status. Suddenly, Hong Yu said, Her Highness the Princess has been granted the title of Grand Princess by His Majesty, so it should be greetings, Your Highness, the Grand Princess. Feng Jianji immediately bowed. Greetings, Your Highness, the Grand Princess. Dispense with the formalities. Sit. She thought that this Hong Yu was someone who wasn't afraid of stirring up trouble. Feng Jianji walked to her side, preparing to sit. Then Qing Wang said, You sit opposite me. He immediately bristled and said, You. Qing Wang said in a cold voice, or would you rather kneel? Hong Yu spoke again. My apologies. I just feel that the prince consort's current situation is a bit miserable. I'm afraid kneeling would be easier than sitting. Feng Jianji flared up. You insolent man. I'll stand and eat. The prince consort has a noble body. If he were to suffer a backlash, he wouldn't be able to bear it. Everything has a first time. It was the same when I learned martial arts. After being punished a few times, you probably won't be so weak anymore. Suddenly, Qing Wang called Fu Shang, come here and sit. The prince consort's health is poor. From today onwards in the princess's manor, aside from this princess, Fu Shang will be in charge of all decisions. After the meal is finished, Wen Zhan will stay. The rest of you may leave. Feng Jianji was secretly resentful. Was I punished for an hour today just to give Su Qingyuan a chance to establish her authority? This subject takes his leave. When Zhan asked, I wonder what other matters your highness has for me. I heard your scholarship is good and you are skilled in mathematics, but you have no status in the Wen family. When Zhan replied yes, he wondered inwardly. She has never cared about the male consorts in the rear courtyard. Who did she hear this from? Qing Wang asked, do you want to become an official? Reporting to your highness, I have 2 obstacles on the path to becoming an official. According to West Qi's customs, male consorts cannot become officials. That is the first. The Wen family still has an idle eldest son. My father would absolutely not allow me to surpass him. That is the second. After speaking, he thought to himself, but as long as she wants it, these obstacles are not a problem. If your highness wants me to become an official, it is possible, but I have one condition. Bargaining with the most ruthless princess of West Qi. I didn't realize this when Zhan was so bold. What condition? I can do anything for your highness, but your highness must guarantee that I will not suffer any other suppression or bullying, that I will no longer be inferior to others, that I will no longer have to risk being beaten to study in secret, that I will no longer be sent out to serve others with my looks. Even if one day I kill my father and kill my brother, the princess must protect me. Qing Wang stood up, bold, but a coward cannot cooperate with me. It's a deal. Go back and prepare for this year's provincial examination. Your goal is to become the top scholar. In a few days, it will be Lord Wen's 50th birthday. As his son, you must return to offer birthday wishes according to etiquette. This princess will go with you. Thank you, your highness. This subject will not disappoint you. Feng Jianji's younger sister, Feng Wanhua. Su Qingyuan treats my elder brother like that, yet she specially holds a flower viewing party and invites me. What bad luck. Feng Jianji's mother, Lady Feng. It's all right, as long as Jianji can stay in the prince consort's manor and borrow that madwoman's power. There will be a chance for revenge later. The grand princess arrives. Lady Feng forced a welcoming smile. Qingyuan, my child. Qingyuan's maidservant stepped forward and interrupted her. Her highness has been titled Grand Princess. Her status is like that of the Empress. Outside, subjects must perform a grand bow and greeting. Qingyuan said in a stern voice, Lady Feng understands the rules, doesn't she? The lady reprimanded the maidservant. I am speaking with her highness. Is it your place to interrupt? Qingyuan said, hierarchy cannot be disordered. Lady Feng need not try to pull relations with this princess. Lady Feng gritted her teeth and endured, then knelt and performed the rite. Greetings, your highness, the grand princess. What is she pretending for? Didn't she used to call me mother every time she came to the Feng manor? She's putting on airs just because she was made a grand princess. If she were just a young lady from an ordinary family, married to Jianji as a concubine, I would definitely teach her the rules of filial piety toward the mother-in-law. Feng Wanhua asked, Your Highness, my elder brother, he won't die. Wait a few more days for his wounds to heal, then you can go over and pick him up. Your Highness must be joking. My elder brother and you were married by imperial decree. How can it be so easily? Qingyuan cut her off. One of the 7 grounds for divorce is a malicious tongue. Feng Jianji's speech is immoral. He committed insubordination and disrespect and spoke words to insult this princess. This princess cannot but divorce him. If you don't want him to be divorced, then leave him in the princess's manor. Every 2 or 3 days, this princess will find an excuse to torment him. Lady Feng thought, this bitch. I'd like to see if you can remain so calm and patient after having tea splashed on you. Qingyuan turned and asked Lady Feng, do you really want to splash tea in my face? Her thoughts having been exposed, Lady Feng trembled. How could that be? It's best that you don't. After all, acting on impulse will ruin things. This princess doesn't know what I might do when I get angry. Appreciating flowers and tea requires a good mood. Today, this princess's mood is not good. We'll talk some other day when I'm free. In your spare time, Lady Feng, you could be a vegetarian and chant Buddhist scriptures to cultivate your mind and get rid of your impetuous nature. This princess will give Feng Jianji 3 more days to recover. After 3 days, it would be best for Lady Feng to send someone to bring him back. Otherwise, don't blame this princess for using other means. Lady Feng frowned. She came at noon and left in the time it takes an incense stick to burn. This Su Qingyuan didn't come to attend the party at all, but to humiliate me, to humiliate my Feng family. Just then, the 3rd prince arrived. Why has 7th sister already left? I came to visit my former uncle and aunt. 7th sister, come in with me. Qing Wang kept walking without answering him. Then the third prince, holding his injured arm, reluctantly told his subordinate to back down. Very quickly, Fu Shang knocked his hand away and stood in front of Qing Wang to protect her. Immediately, the third prince's subordinate drew his sword and shouted loudly, "Assassinating a prince is an unforgivable crime, punishable by 10,000 deaths. Surrender with your hands up." Qing Wang said, "You want to die?" They immediately turned pale and trembled. "Her Highness the Princess's guard has injured the prince, committing the crime of assault. By rights, he should be punished." As she drew her whip, she said, "Is that so? Who's first?" The third prince, holding his injured arm, reluctantly told his subordinate to back down. "Seventh sister has a very good guard by her side." "That's right. In the future, third imperial brother should stay a little farther away from me, or I'm afraid next time it will be his severed arm. Fu Shan, let's go." Su Qing Wang has been made Grand Princess and is very imposing right now. My great cause is not yet complete. I cannot afford to offend her. Seventh sister, I was planning to visit your manor to see Jianji. Would seventh sister mind if I return to the manor with you? I would mind. Fu Shang said, "The princess likes peace and quiet and does not wish to be disturbed." Then spurred his horse and left. Fu Shang's whip cracked past the third prince. "Your Highness, be careful. Truly insolent. How insolent." The sixth princess had also just arrived. She lifted the curtain and asked, "Was that seventh sister? She just left like that?" "Sixth sister, don't you feel that seventh sister has been strange lately? Before, she liked Jinji, liked him so much she had to beg to have him, and she was more than polite to us. But ever since the first time she punished Jinji, she has changed. That time, Jinji drugged that shadow guard, waited for the drug to take effect, then brought people to rush in. It was as if our plan had no flaws. Only Su Qinghuang's reaction was beyond our expectations. She used to hate Fu Shang. The one she should have punished was Fu Shang. That's right, seventh sister's attitude towards him is no longer the same. Regardless of why her temperament has changed, if she cannot be used, she is a danger to you, third imperial brother. We must think of a way to eliminate her. Fu Shang's skills are too formidable. With him around, it won't be easy for us to act. The sixth princess said in a few days at the birthday celebration of Vice Minister of Revenue Wen. Perhaps that will be our chance. Wen Xingwen is from Consort Dan's faction. If something happens to Su Qingwang at the Wen family's home, we will kill two birds with one stone. At that time, we can create a perfect reason, saying Su Qingwang discovered evidence of Wen Xingwen's corruption, and Wen Xingwen wanted to silence her by killing her. This idea is not bad. A few days later, on the day of the birthday celebration at the Wen family home, will Her Highness the Grand Princess come today? Isn't that concubine son of yours married into the princess's manor? He'll have to come back. So what if he comes back? I haven't seen him being favored by the princess. At this time, in a sedan chair, Wen Zhan asked Qing Wang, "Your Highness, by sitting with me, will it damage your reputation? This princess already has male consorts and male favorites. Why would I still be concerned about reputation?" That's true. This princess has had a change of temperament recently. I'd forgotten she's someone who defies moral conventions. But hey, I'm actually a bit curious. If Her Highness has taken us into the rear court, why has she never been intimate with us? You want to attend her bed? Hearing this, Fu Shang felt displeased and deliberately drove the carriage over a rock, causing Wen Zhan to bump his head against the carriage wall. Qing Wang said, "This princess is still young and has no mind for such matters for now. Even the prince consort doesn't have this opportunity, so neither do you for the time being." A moment later, Fu Shang stopped the carriage. "We've arrived." Fu Shang glanced at Wen Zhan and thought to himself, Her Highness has no mind for it, yet the male consort wants to attend her bed, truly overstepping his authority. The carriage of the Grand Princess's manor, Chu Qingwang. It's not Chu Qingwang, it's second young Master Wen. What? Arriving in the Grand Princess's carriage to celebrate Lord Wen's birthday. Quite the show of face, isn't it? The second young master is truly arrogant. Today is Old Master Wen's birthday. Several princes and high-ranking ministers arrived early. Yet the second young master is late. Second young master Wen is a talented man, handsome and outstanding, but his status as a male consort is lowly, unable to hold his head high. Second young master, don't think this is some glorious status. That's right. If it were me, I wouldn't have the face to return tonight. Wenjian calmly replied. Being the seventh princess's male consort is nothing to be proud of. But if one is favored by the princess, one can be a little arrogant. I forgot to tell you all, the Grand Princess is also returning with me tonight. Then he turned and bowed. Tonight, the guests include the princess, which is a bit special. I hope the princess will forgive them. Greetings to your highness, the Grand Princess. Those who were just speaking, slap yourselves 20 times. This princess won't draw her whip unless she's sure you'll blossom. All of you just do as I say. If blood is seen on such an important day, I'm afraid it won't be good for anyone. They immediately began slapping their own faces with loud smacks. Just then, the Vice Minister of Revenue, Wen Xingwen, came out. Hey, what is all this? It's Wenjian causing trouble. What a disgrace. Father, it seems you've forgotten to pay respects to Her Highness, the Grand Princess. He frowned and reluctantly knelt. Greetings to your highness, the Grand Princess. Your highness, long may you live. Today is Lord Wen's grand birthday. This princess has come with Wenjian to offer congratulations. Coincidentally, I also have a matter to discuss with Lord Wen. It's inconvenient to speak at the entrance. Your highness, please come in. This god of plagues has just arrived, and already there's a matter to discuss. I'm afraid it's nothing good. Qing Wang said of the group who had been slapped, it was because of their disrespectful behavior and insulting words toward my male consort. This princess merely punished them a little. If this has caused you to lose face, Lord Wen, this princess apologizes to you here. He was inwardly surprised. The ever-ruthless and cruel seventh princess is apologizing to me? Your Highness, the Grand Princess, your visit today. Lord Wen need not worry. This princess has come today, first, to celebrate Lord Wen's birthday, and second, to reveal to you a matter of house confiscation that you need not worry about. How so? Please elaborate, Your Highness. Suddenly, a servant hurried in. Old master, this is a letter a subordinate received. It's urgent. Wen Xingwen said awkwardly. Can't you see the Grand Princess is here? Qing Wang said calmly. If it's an urgent matter, Lord Wen should read it. The Grand Princess already has evidence. Tomorrow, the Wen residence will be investigated. After reading the letter, Wen Xingwen's whole body trembled. Qing Wang asked, is it related to this princess? Meanwhile, outside, second young master, the male guests are seated over here. Wenjian, you despicable thing. As a man, you serve others with your looks and use your borrowed power to bully people. For the one family to have a son like you is truly a misfortune for the household. And you're not despicable, elder brother. Why didn't you protect your friends outside just now? Wenjian sat down and continued. In front of the Grand Princess, you bow your head like a turtle. The moment you're out of her sight, you dare to arrogantly scold me. You truly are a good son, elder brother. He pointed a finger and yelled at Wenjian. You are shameless. From a day I was schemed against by you, elder brother, to enter the Grand Princess's manor. This shameless person has had no more ties to the Wen family. If I have no sense of shame, you're no better, elder brother. You're talking nonsense. Elder brother, don't get agitated. The Grand Princess is here today to celebrate Father's birthday. Surely you don't want to make an ugly scene? He thought to himself, he's only been away from the Wen family for a few days and has already grown so bold. At this moment, the son of the Minister of Revenue, Hong Yuan, sneered. The legitimate son is timid. The illegitimate son is arrogant. Such a lack of distinction between superior and inferior shows lacks family rules. If His Majesty were to find out, I wonder if he would punish Lord Wen for his lax family rules and chaotic household conduct. The third young master gritted his teeth and thought, on what grounds must I endure this humiliation? This lowly, illegitimate son, even if he has entered the princess's manor, should still bow his head and tuck his tail before a legitimate son like me. At this moment, Lord Wen crumpled the letter and said no. Qing Wang, while sipping her tea, said, Lord Wen is a minister for my mother consort's family, while Minister Hong supports the third prince, son of consort Feng. This princess is naturally not foolish enough to go against my own people. When this princess confiscates a house, the first one you need to act against is the Minister of Revenue, Lord Hong. After the Hong family falls, the position of minister will be vacant. At that time, perhaps this princess will mention Lord Wen before His Majesty. As for this letter, not many people knew that this princess was coming to celebrate Lord Wen's birthday. Yet this letter arrived beforehand. What do you think is the reason, my lord? This means someone is deliberately trying to sow discord. What does your highness intend to do? Lord Wen thought, she has no reason to move against me, but there's also the saying about a pie falling from the sky. Qing Wang said, Wen Zhan is this princess's male consort. I've recently learned that his scholarship is not bad. He could pass the imperial examinations and earn a title. Let Wen Zhan become an official, but he is an illegitimate son, and also the grand princess's male consort. By sentiment and by reason, he is not qualified. Lord Wen need not worry about these things. There is no problem that this princess cannot solve. I heard the prince consort has fallen out of favor, and now it's Wen Zhan who has caught her eye. He immediately replied, This subject agrees to your highness's conditions. Although it's not very glorious, trading an illegitimate son for the position of Minister of Revenue is a great bargain. Qing Wang stood up. Good, it's getting late. This princess will not delay Lord Wen's birthday banquet any longer. I wonder when your highness plans to act. Probably. Suddenly, Qing Wang froze in astonishment. In front of her, sharp arrows came whizzing. Along with them, assassins charged forward. Very quickly, they were taken down by Fu Shang and lay sprawled on the ground. When Xingwen immediately shouted, Guards, where are the guards? We have assassins, we have assassins. Qing Wang told him to calm down, then knelt to examine a nearby corpse. These four are death commandos. These people were likely targeting this princess. As Qing Wang pulled back the veil, poison gas immediately billowed from the corpse's mouth. Fu Shang instantly kicked the corpse far away. Having inhaled some of the poison gas, Qing Wang became dizzy, lost her balance, and fell. Fu Shang rushed forward to catch her. When Xingwen, once again panicked, shouted loudly, Quickly, summon the imperial physician. All of you, shut your mouths for this princess. Don't be so loud. I'm not dead yet. If something happens to me at the Wen residence, what do you think the consequences will be if word gets out? One Xingwen, coming to his senses, thought, if something happens at the Wen residence, even if the Grand Princess doesn't pursue it, His Majesty will still assign blame. And if one day she becomes dissatisfied with me, she could use the pretext that the assassins were instigated by the Wen family, and I wouldn't be able to defend myself even with 100 mouths. What is the origin of these assassins? Why isn't this tyrannical princess angry after encountering such an incident? Meanwhile, Qing Wang could feel Fu Shang trembling with fear. She took his hand and called out, Fu Shang. He became even more frightened and tense. Qing Wang said softly, It was this princess's oversight, not your fault. This princess will not punish you for failing to protect me properly. Hearing this, Fu Shang finally calmed down and replied, Understood. Then she turned to Wen Xingwen and said, Find a deserted place and cremate these bodies. Suddenly, a servant ran in shouting, My lord, it's bad. The eldest young master and several other young masters are beating the second young master. Force Wen Zhan to his knees. Today, this young master will teach him what family rules are. Wen Xingwen walked in and angrily slapped him across the face. You rebellious son, can't you show some remorse? He held his face, looking aggrieved. Father, it's all because of the second young master. Do you all have a death wish? Wen Zhan asked. Father, please help me see if this face that serves others with its looks is swollen from the beating. You beast! To say such things about serving others with your looks in front of so many people, what a disgrace. Suddenly, a voice rang out. Who hit him? Shouldn't Chu Qing Wang be in the female guest hall? Why is she here? Qing Wang walked over and lifted Wen Zhan's face to examine it. Your Highness, I'm fine. It doesn't hurt. She looked at him and thought to herself a white lotus. Then she asked again, Who will explain? This princess's time is limited. Your Highness, this humble one is the eldest son of the Minister of Revenue, Hong Yuan. Greetings to your Highness, the Grand Princess. Nowadays, how can an illegitimate son climb over the head of a legitimate son and act mighty? The eldest young master one must think the same as me. Just couldn't stand seeing the second young master showing off. Hong Yuan spoke and then thought to himself, My Hong family are relatives of the Empress Dowager. What can Chu Qing Wang do to me for a mere male consort? Just as he finished his thought, Qing Wang said, Apologize and make amends, and this princess can spare you. Asking me to apologize to a male consort who serves with his looks? Impossible. Your "Your Highness, it's all right. This status has always been looked down upon by others, but I don't feel disgraced. To be able to serve your Highness is my blessing." "Fine. I hope you can continue to be so stubborn in 2 hours. Today is Lord Win's birthday banquet. This princess guarantees that his birthday gift will be delivered soon. But the eldest son of the one family bullied this princess's person. On this point, Lord Win must give me an explanation." "Yes, your Highness, rest assured. Tomorrow, this princess will send someone to inspect Wen Li's injuries. They had better be satisfactory. Fu Shang, gather this princess's 3,000 imperial guards. Tonight, we will confiscate the house of the Minister of Revenue, Hong Changhai." "Understood." Meanwhile, the third prince was leisurely resting his leg and enjoying his tea as he asked, "By my calculations, the death commandos sent to the Wen residence should have made their move by now." "Speak of the devil." A servant rushed in, calling your Highness. The third prince smiled smugly. "It's news from the Wen residence." This servant immediately reported, "Chu Qing Wang is standing up for Wan Zhan, wanting to take people to search Minister Hong's house. She has already left the Wen residence with her shadow guards." Not long after feeling pleased, the third prince's mood changed upon hearing the servant's report. His face scrunched up, his mouth agape. "What?" "Qing Wang is currently in a palanquin heading to the Minister of Revenue's residence. Your Highness wants to go confiscate the Minister of Revenue's house. If it's because of me, isn't this blowing things out of proportion?" Qing Wang then said, "No need to be sentimental. Confiscating the Minister of Revenue's house was already in this princess's plan. I originally intended to go tomorrow morning, but I'm just doing it tonight instead. But your Highness's actions tonight will cause others to misunderstand that you're raiding the Hong family because of me. So it wasn't out of anger." Qing Wang put down the book and said, "You're afraid of being misunderstood? Then why did you provoke those men tonight?" Wen Zhan gave a hollow laugh and said, "With my strength that can't even trust a chicken." Qing Wang cut him off. This princess does not like to hear others lie. Wen Zhan chuckled a few times before speaking. "It's not necessary. My cat-like Kung Fu can't fight your Highness, but I can protect myself. Tonight was just to create an opportunity for your Highness to deal with the Wen family. Your Highness's consort being beaten in the Wen residence is an offense by the Wen family against you. This point can be major or minor. Your Highness can take advantage of it. Besides trading those few slaps for Wen Li getting beaten, I also feel it was worth it. You're also a cunning one, daring to even scheme against and use this princess." When Zhan knelt down, willing to accept your Highness's punishment. "However, you're not the only one who schemed against this princess tonight. Tonight, this princess encountered an assassin at the Wen residence. The opponent was a death squad member who wanted to corner this princess to death." Wen Zhan's face darkened in shock. "Assassination. If something had happened to this princess at the Wen residence tonight, your father would definitely have been implicated. The person behind this would have killed 2 birds with 1 stone. So vicious. By eliminating the Minister of Revenue, this princess is merely cutting off one of his arms." Afterwards, at the Minister of Revenue's residence, a panicked servant ran while shouting, The Imperial Guards have surrounded the minister's residence." Qing Wang, outside the residence gate, sat majestically on horseback with the Imperial Guards and gave the order, "Move out." The Minister of Revenue, Hong Qinghai, opened the residence gate and walked out. He raised his eyebrows and asked, "What is the princess doing?" "This princess is acting on orders to confiscate the Minister of Revenue's house. If you dare to obstruct this princess from carrying out the sentence, you will be charged with defying an imperial edict. Begin." He immediately retreated behind 2 guards and said, You are too outrageous." Just then, the third prince rode over on his horse and shouted, "Stop! Seventh sister, what are you trying to do? Have you received the imperial father's approval to bring the imperial guards here in the middle of the night?" This princess received a secret report that Minister Hong is corrupt, abusing his power for personal gain. He shall be dealt with according to his crimes. Nonsense. I have been an official for many years and have always been upright. How could I be as you slander? Bringing troops. Do you intend to slaughter my entire minister's residence? This princess is acting on orders to confiscate the minister's residence. Anyone who dares to obstruct will be considered as defying an imperial edict. If you voluntarily give up your weapons, this princess will spare your lives. The guards of the minister's residence tensed up, sweating and hesitating. The third prince then threatened, If you dare to drop your weapons and betray your master, this prince will not spare you. Qing Huang then drew her leather whip and decisively struck the third prince's horse's leg, making him fall flat on the ground. Qing Huang declared powerfully, "Those who stubbornly side with the Hong family for this grave offense will have their 3 familial clans exterminated." Hong Qinghai and the guards immediately dropped their weapons and knelt down. "The emperor's edict cannot be defied. I beg the grand princess to spare my family members." The third prince panicked and sent someone to the palace to report to the Empress Dowager. Very soon, the news reached the emperor's ears. What's all the panic about? The grand princess led 3,000 imperial guards to surround the minister's residence. The third prince went to stop her, but failed. The first one she wants to confiscate is the minister of revenue? The emperor was secretly astonished. A powerful force in the court that even I dare not disturb. "Your Majesty, should you go and stop the grand princess?" "No need. You immediately go and arrange for the palace guard to guard the 9 gates. Today, no one from the palace is allowed to go out. People from outside the palace are also not allowed to enter." "Understood." He left, thinking to himself, the emperor supports the grand princess's actions. And the emperor felt that Qing Huang might be my lucky star. The Hong family has the Empress Dowager's backing. They've been rampant for years, and I could only watch and do nothing. Perhaps only she, without overthinking, would do the things that I dare not do. The subordinate sent by the third prince to find the Empress Dowager in the palace unexpectedly returned. "Your Highness, the palace gates are locked. No one is allowed in. There's no way to ask the Empress Dowager for help." "Your Highness, do you need the prince's residence guards to dispatch the imperial guards here?" "Impossible. This money was originally for raising men, to prepare for my path to the throne. Now, not only is it being confiscated, but I've also lost the lucrative position of Minister of Revenue." But Chu Qing Huang leading 3,000 imperial guards to confiscate is something the emperor allowed. Before there is evidence, I can stop her. But if I really mobilize the residence guards to stop her, she will go to the emperor and accuse me of treason, and I won't be able to defend myself with 100 mouths. Right now, I can only sacrifice my wealth to save myself. Back to the residence. The third prince mounted his horse, gritting his teeth. From now on, Chu Qing Huang and I cannot live under the same sky. Qing Huang held the record book and said, "The laws of West Qi stipulate that an official who embezzles over 100 taels will be punished. What was seized tonight is enough to exterminate the Hong family's 9 clans." Lord Hong's years as a minister were truly not a loss. She then ordered the Hong family to be imprisoned. Hong Yu, the son of the Minister of Revenue, now cried out to a heaven that wouldn't answer. "This is because I didn't apologize to Wenjian. The Hong family is finished." Afterwards, Qing Huang returned to the princess's residence. East Auspicious Hall. Fu Shang then hugged the princess. "You protected me today." Qing Huang asked, "What about?" "Your Highness was angry during the day. Why so cold at night? But it's okay. This humble one intends to compete for favor." Hearing this, Fu Shang secretly said he was a shameless thing. "Your Highness, the medicine is ready." Qing Huang said to Wenjian, "Your main task now is to prepare your lessons. Prepare for the upcoming autumn examination. Don't think about things you shouldn't think about." Then she waved her hand, telling Fu Shang to come over. Fu Shang then walked over, picked up the medicine bowl, and tested it. Wenjian spoke again. "Since this humble one is your Highness's consort, I should have the appearance of consort. Your Highness must be tired from investigating the case today. This humble one will take his leave." In her heart, Qing Huang wondered, have the appearance of a consort? Stopping her train of thought, Qing Huang turned to Fu Shang. "Don't talk. Go to sleep." After that, Qing Huang and Fu Shang got on the bed to sleep. Fu Shang lay down, hugging her as if it were the male lead's special privilege. Suddenly, Fu Shang opened his eyes and simultaneously hit Qing Huang's sleep acupoint. This way, she won't wake up for another hour and a half. Fu Shang then left silently. Afterwards, at the prince's residence, Fu Shang sat on the roof and gently removed a tile, revealing a hole through which one could see and hear from inside the room. A girl said to the third prince, "Your Highness, don't be too angry and harm your body. Since things are like this, we should think of another way to help. You have a way?" She was the eldest daughter of the king of Jinbei, Princess Consort Qi. She said, "Chu Qing Huang's existence is a disaster for us. She must die. In a few days is the Winding Stream Party, a poetry gathering in the suburbs where the young masters and ladies of the imperial capital gather. It's crowded and chaotic, a good opportunity to make a move. The third prince sipped his tea and hesitated. Chu Qinghuang's martial arts are formidable, and she has shadow guards protecting her. How can it be so easy to make a move? Princess Consort Qi believed that Chu Qinghuang's temperament was cruel but foolish. At that time, we will find a suitable opportunity. Arrange for a maid to die in her place. Create an incident involving her shadow guard. After Chu Qinghuang sees it, she will surely be very angry. The shadow guard martial arts are formidable. Others cannot succeed. But if Chu Qinghuang herself makes a move, that shadow guard will have no way to live. The third prince was worried again. But recently, Chu Qinghuang's temperament has changed. She doesn't treat that shadow guard like before. So what? Chu Qinghuang's nature is tyrannical. She cannot easily tolerate being betrayed by someone she trusts. As long as we can create an opportunity to make Chu Qinghuang misunderstand, then we don't need to worry about not getting rid of that shadow guard. Making a move on her will also be much easier. Hearing those words, the third prince felt more at ease. He took her hand and agreed. Truly an interesting thing. After this prince ascends the throne, you will be my empress. It's not early anymore. Your Highness should rest. The third prince secretly calculated. Behind Consort Qi is the king of Jinbei. The vassal king's power is too great. He must be eliminated sooner or later. Today had many twists and turns. I'm very tired. At the princess's residence, East Auspicious Hall, Fu Shang flew into the room from the window. Unexpectedly, Qing Wang was sitting with her arms crossed, as if waiting. Where did you go so late at night? Fu Shang was stunned and then knelt down. Subordinate went to the prince's residence to do something. This subordinate left without the master's permission and acted presumptuously towards the master, offending the master. This subordinate deserves death. Qing Wang thought to herself, leaving without permission is just a misstep, but hitting the master's sleep acupoint is high treason. You should be punished. Since you don't want to sleep, just kneel here. Forget it. You haven't had many good days either. Fu Shang was once again stunned to the point of disbelief. I committed such a grave offense tonight and was only punished with kneeling. Her Highness is much gentler than before. Qing Wang then read Fu Shang's thoughts and secretly gave a gentle smile. She suddenly remembered. Right? He didn't say what he did at the prince's residence. He didn't go to take revenge on the third prince, did he? Qing Wang turned and moved back into the canopy, leaving a space on the bed. Then said, kneel for half a shurchen, then go to sleep. Half a shurchen later, Qing Wang had fallen into a deep sleep. Fu Shang stood there, hesitating. Should I still sleep with Her Highness or sleep on the small bed? Just as he thought this, Qing Wang shifted further into the canopy, making a space on the bed. Fu Shang lay down next to Qing Wang with an embarrassed look. Her Highness told me to sleep here. It's awkward when she's awake. As he fell asleep, he unconsciously wrapped his arm around Qing Wang, announcing the Grand Princess. Following behind Qing Wang was a group of subordinates carrying chests and boxes. This is the property this princess confiscated from the Hong family last night. The standard salary for a second-rank official is 400 taels a year, plus imperial rewards. Adding it all up, Minister Hong receives no more than 1,000 taels each year. But in these chests, the silver taels alone amount to over 700,000, equivalent to a year's tax revenue from a prefecture of West Qi. My lords, do you see me framing him unjustly? Hearing Qing Huang's accusations, Hong Chunghai was terrified, his whole body trembling uncontrollably. The emperor raised his voice. Hong Chunghai, what do you have to say? I, your guilty subject, have nothing to say. I beg your majesty. If you have nothing to say, then there is no need to beg us. Guards, imprison Minister Hong's entire family in the imperial prison. We will interrogate them after autumn. We have given Chu Qing Wang the authority to investigate corrupt officials. From now on, no matter who she investigates, no one is to interfere or they will be charged as accomplices. The ministers immediately chorused, Your Majesty is wise and brilliant. The emperor glanced at the usual spot and asked, Where is the third prince? He did not attend court today. The old eunuch whispered to the emperor, Something has happened at Prince Pu's residence. What happened? Prince Pu has killed the princess consort. The emperor's expression changed in shock. What? Later, in the imperial study, the emperor angrily asked the third prince, What exactly happened? Your son lost control. I truly lost my senses. Your princess consort is the eldest daughter of the king of Jinbei. Do you think saying it was an accident can resolve this matter? You tell us. How should we explain this to the king of Jinbei? The third prince recalled with silent resentment. Last night, he clearly slept with the princess consort, but this morning she was nowhere to be found. In the end, she was sleeping with the captain of the guards. It was unbearable. How did things turn out like this? When Qing Wang learned of the matter, she asked Fu Shang suspiciously, "Did you do this?" "Yes." Princess Consort Pu is the daughter of the king of Jinbei. She was on the same side as Chu Tianyin. Now that Chu Tianyin has killed her, the king of Jinbei will not let him off, killing two birds with one stone, giving him a taste of his own medicine. You're not so foolish. Suddenly, a eunuch approached. "Your Highness, the Grand Princess, His Majesty summons you." Qing Wang immediately went to see the emperor. All the wealth has been cataloged. The list of officials connected to the Minister of Revenue, your daughter has also handled it. It's all here. Qing Wang, you've done well in this matter. We don't know what to reward you with. That's right. The position of Minister of Revenue is vacant. Do you see anyone suitable? The previous rewards have already been given. Consider this an additional reward. It doesn't count. It's just that your daughter has a suitable person in mind, and we can consider it. The emperor thought to himself, the position of Grand Princess and your dark pavilion are well-deserved. As Qing Wang had anticipated, your daughter has recently taken quite a liking to Wenjian. The emperor was surprised, and she continued. His father is the Vice Minister of Revenue, Wen Xingwen. Imperial father, if there is no one else suitable, you can choose him. Oh, we remember now. Wenjian is one of the male consorts in your rear court. The emperor thought to himself, she used to like Feng Jinji. Her heart was set on the Feng family, not even caring that they were consort Duan's maternal family. Now that she favors this Wenjian, she wants to help the Wen family. Then let Wen Xingwen take the position of Minister of Revenue. His qualifications are sufficient. The emperor thought to himself, the Wen family started as farmers. Once they grow powerful, we will deal with them. The third prince was inwardly unconvinced. Ridiculous. Just for one Wenjian? She's clearly doing it for consort Duan's influence. Qing Wang spoke again. There is one more thing. Last night, your daughter and Wenjian went to the Wen residence to celebrate his father's birthday, and we encountered assassins at the Wen residence. The third prince broke into a cold sweat, feeling a guilty conscience. What does she know? Assassins? Were you injured? Who sent the assassins? Have you found out? Your daughter can guess who it was. Imperial father need not worry. Qing Wang glanced sideways at the third prince. It's not that easy to take your daughter's life. At this time, over at Noble Consort Feng's, she was extremely bewildered. In one night, the Hong family was finished, and the eldest daughter of the king of Jinbei was killed. Chu Qing Wang has returned to her residence. Prince Pu is not allowed out. What has the emperor finally decided? That's right. What's happening with Jinji? Why did he suddenly provoke Chu Qing Wang? Prime Minister Feng stood up and snapped. What does the noble consort mean? Not to mention Chu Qing Wang is a madwoman to begin with. Wasn't the matter with the Qi family just the rear court stirring up trouble? How can this matter be blamed on Jinji? Can't you see, elder brother, that things got out of control ever since Jinji was punished? How could Lady Qi's death be so coincidental, happening right after Chu Qing Wang confiscated the Hong family's assets? Such a turn of events must have a reason. So you think it's Jinji's fault? Jinji wronged himself by entering the princess's residence. Now, the injuries on his body have not yet healed, only to be met with such criticism. The Grand Princess came to the Feng residence once before, saying she had divorced Jinji and told the Feng family to come to the Grand Princess's residence to bring him home. Since things are like this, it's better to bring Jinji home soon, to avoid him being tormented at the Grand Princess's residence. Noble Consort Feng immediately objected. No, elder brother, don't be angry. My tone just now was too hasty. But now the third prince's vitality has been greatly damaged. Only Jinji can turn things around with the Grand Princess. I think we should still let Jinji figure out a way. At this time, in the princess's residence, a servant came in to report. There's news from the imperial study. Prince Pu, Chu Tianyin, is to be punished with 30 strokes, confined for 1 month of reflection, fined 1 year's salary, and demoted to commandery Prince Pu. Qing Wang nodded as if she had heard while eating her meal. Next, we'll see what the Ministry of Punishments and the Emperor decide. This princess will not participate. Just as Qing Huang finished her meal, she looked towards the door with wide eyes. The 4 young masters of the male consort group walked in. We pay our respects to Her Highness, the Grand Princess. Their looks and bearing are indeed not bad. What is this about? One Jean spoke up. Last night, this humble one witnessed the wise and divine bearing of Her Highness, the Grand Princess, and was convinced by Her Highness's powerful aura. As male consorts, according to the rules, we should come to pay our respects to Her Highness, the Grand Princess. We only hope Your Highness will consider showing us a little pity. This princess has no time to pity you. What does Your Highness mean by that? I am an orphan with no parents and no money. When Your Highness bought me, you guaranteed I wouldn't have to worry about food and clothing, but you didn't say I would be given the cold shoulder upon entering the residence. An orphan with nothing to his name? Then explain to this princess, where did the clothes on your body come from? The four young male consorts spoke one after another in perfect unison. Sichuan brocade, offered only annually as tribute. Song satin, rumored to have been lost to time. One tail of gold, one tail of snow silk. 3 are younger sons. 1 is an orphan, yet your clothes are better than those of the eldest sons in the imperial capital. You're so poor it makes one see you in a different light. Until you give this princess a reasonable explanation, just keep kneeling. Fu Shang pointed to his own clothes. This subordinate's uniform is standard issue for the shadow guards of the Dark Pavilion. Qing Wang smiled cheerfully. From now on, you'll be by this princess's side. You can't just wear black all the time. In a bit, I'll summon someone from the Imperial Wardrobe Bureau to come and measure you for 2 new sets of clothes. Your Highness, that's not fair. Why does Fu Shang get special privileges? Qing Wang stood up to leave. This is this princess's residence. This princess will give special privileges to whomever I wish. Afterward, Fu Shang asked doubtfully, Your Highness, there's something wrong with the identities of these male consorts. Does this subordinate need to investigate? Not for now. These people probably don't have any ill intentions. This princess wants them to confess on their own. On the other hand, Feng Jinji, there's no need to keep him in the residence for long. Qi Ling asked Wen Zhan with confusion. Before it was the prince consort, now it's Fu Shang. Wasn't Her Highness just a little angry with you a moment ago? How come I don't see you getting any special privileges? The imperial family is the most heartless. Her Highness's thoughts are hard to grasp. Her favor towards me is just a fleeting blossom. Your Highness, the prince consort requests an audience. Hard to grasp? Then tell me, is Feng Jinji favored? Feng Jinji walked in, and Qing Wang said, You've come at just the right time. Take this. Quickly pack your things and leave this princess's residence. From now on, you have no relationship with this princess whatsoever. Feng Jinji held the letter of divorce, his face dark with astonishment. She really wants to divorce me? On what grounds? Your Highness, we are husband and wife. A couple for a day means a bond for 100 years. Today, Feng Jinji has come only to ask Your Highness for a chance to make up for the mistakes I have made. He thought to himself, but the situation is forcing my hand now. I must win back her affection. This temporary grievance, I will repay it several times over in the future. He pleaded earnestly, I was wrong before. I will change. Your Highness, please don't be so heartless, can you? Qing Wang resolutely ordered Fu Shang to throw Feng Jinji out. Immediately, Fu Shang threw him out, and he lay still and motionless. The male consorts looked at Feng Jinji curiously. Why isn't he reacting? He's not dead, is he? Maybe he hit his head when he fell and fainted. When Zhan shook his head back and forth, Her Highness doesn't seem to show any tenderness. How long do you guys think he'll be out? Half a shirchin. 1 shirchin. Han Yu suggested, let's make a bet. I bet 100 taels that he'll wake up soon. Qing Wang walked over and taunted, in a mood to bet 100 taels. So, have you figured out an explanation yet? Han Yu stammered. I picked it up. He's awake. Feng Jinji worried inwardly. If I can't stay by Chu Qing Huang's side, the third prince and the Feng family will all be finished. The letter of divorce fell, and Feng Jinji looked up in a daze. You want to make amends? Yes. Please give me a chance, Your Highness. If that's the case, then this princess will give you a chance. Feng Jinji smiled happily, thinking to himself, as expected, she's just trying to get my attention. All it takes is a little coaxing. Qing Wang told him to take this princess's letter, leave the residence, and for every 3 steps, kneel once, and for every 9 steps, kowtow once, all the way to the main gate of the Feng residence. If you can do that, this princess will forgive you. Afterward, on the road back to the Feng residence, Feng Jinji followed Qing Huang's request. The people watched him and discussed animatedly. What kind of commotion is this? The dignified eldest son of the Feng family has fallen to such a state. It truly makes one pity him. I heard that the Grand Princess used to be very fond of Feng Jinji, but this prince consort was insensible, always either cursing or insulting the Grand Princess to her face. He must have exhausted the Grand Princess's patience, leading to today's outcome. In that case, this retribution is something he brought upon himself. A person in a sedan chair asked his subordinate, "The Grand Princess divorced Feng Jinji?" The one who just asked was the second son of the Ling family, Ling Jing. He lifted the curtain, looked out, and snorted, "Not bad. Aunt Consort Duan wants to arrange a marriage between Chu Qingwang and me. A closer relationship makes things easier to control. Feng Jinji has also been cleared out. It's just that she used to be completely devoted to Feng Jinji, but now it's like this. Have they truly gone their separate ways?" At this moment, Fu Shang served tea to Qing Wang. He asked if his master said she would forgive him. This princess intends to forgive him. Fu Shang was not very pleased in his heart. "Feng Jinji has offended your highness many times. How can he be forgiven so easily?" Qing Wang then said she was only sparing his life. The princess's residence cannot tolerate him. "I'm telling you to pack all of Feng Jinji's belongings. Use a carriage to send them to the Feng residence. And say that this princess has forgiven his past offenses. Also, tell the Feng family that this princess has divorced Feng Jinji. From now on, whether he marries or she weds, it has nothing to do with each other." Fu Shang, excited, broke into a slight smile. "Yes, this subordinate will go at once." In front of the Feng residence, Madame Feng hurriedly ran out and asked Feng Jinji, "What is happening now?" "That Grand Princess, she is truly too much." When Prime Minister Feng saw him, he spoke in a reproachful tone. "What on earth happened? Didn't I tell you to coax her?" "Father, don't be angry. Today, your son sought peace with the Grand Princess. She set a condition for me to kneel from the princess's residence to the gate of the Feng residence, saying that if your son could do it, she would forgive me." Just then, a subordinate official approached. "Lord Prime Minister, this humble one, under the order of Her Highness the Grand Princess, has brought young Master Feng's belongings here. I invite the Prime Minister and Madam to inspect them." Her Highness the Grand Princess said that in consideration of young Master Feng's sincere apology today, Her Highness has decided to forgive young Master Feng. A letter of divorce in exchange for young Master Feng's freedom. From now on, whether he marries or she weds, it has nothing to do with each other. Hearing this, Feng Jinji staggered and fell to the ground. Madame Feng, utterly panicked, called out her son's name, then shouted inside, "Someone help the eldest young master into the residence to rest." The crowd gathered and buzzed with discussion. Prime Minister Feng gave a disgusted look and ordered the residence gates closed. He cursed inwardly, "Chu Qingwang, you and I cannot live under the same sky." At the fifth prince's palace, a maidservant came in to report. "I heard Prime Minister Feng was so angry his face turned green, and he directly ordered the gates to be closed." The fifth prince said, "Minister Hong has fallen from power. Without the Qi clan's help, the king of Jinbei will sooner or later come to demand justice. Today, the Feng family has also become a laughingstock. For my third imperial brother to establish himself will likely be as difficult as ascending to heaven." But what is Chu Qingwang thinking? Didn't she want to replace Minister Hong's position? But why was it when Xingwen on the imperial edict? Consort Duan believed Chu Qingwang's temperament is hard to grasp. "What's the use of you being angry? At least when Xingwen is one of our people. But she is so unruly. How can she be of use to us?" Consort Duan gave a mysterious smile. "I have my own arrangements." Outside, a maidservant stopped Qing Wang. "Your Highness the Grand Princess, please wait a moment." Qing Wang wondered inwardly, did Consort Duan summon me to the palace to ask about when Xingwen's matter or Feng Jinji's matter? While she was pondering, a voice called out, "Your Highness the Grand Princess. Are you waiting for her ladyship Consort Duan?" Qing Wang silently recognized him. "I remember now, Ling Jing, the eldest son of the Ling family's second branch, also considered Chu Qinghuang's second maternal cousin. He said her ladyship will not be coming. My aunt wants to arrange a marriage between your Highness the Grand Princess and me. It was I who wanted to meet your Highness first. Since you know that this princess is the Grand Princess, you should be kneeling at my feet right now." He grew tense and broke into a sweat. "This subject, Ling Jing, pays respects to your Highness the Grand Princess." Then he said arrogantly, "This subject currently needs to perform the rites between a ruler and and a subject, but this subject wishes to remind your highness that a wife follows her husband. In the future, your highness will still have to pass through the Ling family's gate. As a result, he received a swift kick from Fu Shang and collapsed his knees. Pass through the Ling family's gate? Do you need to go back and look in a mirror? If you don't want to end up like Feng Jinji, you'd better know your place. Kneel here for half a shurchin for your arrogance and disrespect. Fu Shang immediately hit his pressure points to ensure he would kneel for the full half shurchin. He smirked with interest and silently judged Qing Wang. A noble status, a cruel temperament, a beautiful face. Taming such a woman is a real challenge, isn't it? Afterward, Qing Wang sat in her carriage, inwardly disgusted by that Ling Jing's intention to conquer her. In recent years, the Ling family has been backed by Consort Duan in the palace and holds 200,000 troops outside. They truly have some influence. Qing Wang said in a curious tone, "The time Ling Anqing holds military power won't be long. This princess wants the 100,000 silver-armored troops in his hands." Fu Shang immediately knelt and pleaded this subordinate will go kill him. Qing Wang immediately told him to stand up. Don't resort to killing at the slightest provocation. This princess doesn't want his life just yet. Suddenly, the carriage stopped. Qing Wang asked what happened. The sixth princess then leaned in with a pitiful expression and called seventh sister. Qing Wang, her face still expressionless, asked, "What is it?" The sixth princess immediately knelt down. "Seventh sister, I beg you to be lenient and spare our third imperial brother's life." A long-bearded man saw this and commented, "The seventh princess truly has no sense of propriety, letting her own elder sister kneel before her on the street. Is there still any law in this world?" But the third prince's matter has nothing to do with the seventh princess. Still, she can't just let her elder sister kneel. What kind of decorum is this? The sixth princess was inwardly pleased. "Chu Qing Wang, forcing your own sister to kneel in front of so many people. How will you explain this?" But who would have known that our female lead has the ability to read other people's minds? Qing Wang decisively lowered the curtain and ordered to return to the residence. The sixth princess was both angry and shocked, screaming inwardly, "No, how dare she just pass me by?" She was then helped up by her maidservant to get out of the way. She raised her hand to shield her face from the flying dust. She suddenly remembered and panicked. Not good. Damn it, this poison needle was meant to deal with Chu Qing Wang. The maidservant said you've been poisoned while taking out a vial of antidote. It was this princess who was not careful. Chu Qing Wang has a tenacious life. Why must the sixth princess confront the seventh princess head-on? In this servant's opinion, the matter with the seventh princess can be left for others to handle. We should avoid her for now. Right now, all the civil and military officials in court avoid her like a snake or a scorpion. Who would dare to deal with her? The seventh princess is tyrannical and cruel. In a while, it will be the poetry gathering. You only need to watch her continue to make more enemies. The Grand Princess's residence. When Qing Wang entered, the four male consorts were still kneeling there. She walked past them, silently looking down on them. They've been kneeling for so long, yet everyone looks very comfortable. Han Yu was worried in his heart. If he didn't speak up, he was afraid they would be kneeling until tomorrow. He called out, "Your Highness." When Qing Wang turned back, Han Yu confessed honestly. Shun Zhongjin is the owner of the Silk Village. All of our clothes were given by him, free of charge. Shun Zhongjin coughed a few times, then spoke up. This humble one's mother passed away early, leaving behind a silk shop. The shop has all kinds of fabrics, but there are few expensive types. Your Highness's status is noble. Although we are only your Highness's male consorts, we dare not dress too shabbily for fear of embarrassing your Majesty. So, at this point, the others nodded vigorously, indicating that it was true. Qing Wang thought to herself, "It would be strange if I believed you." Stand up. On the 18th of the 4th month, at the Winding Stream Party, Wenjian will accompany this princess. Then she thought, forget it, this princess will investigate their identities clearly later. After that, Her Highness the Grand Princess has arrived. Wenjian extended his hand to help Qing Wang step down from the carriage. Then he whispered in her ear, "This place is a bit dangerous today. Your Highness must pay attention to your safety." Qing Wang glanced around, surveying the scene. The sixth princess, Chu Yiling, Ling Jing, and also Feng Jinji. After losing so much face, he can still come out. Today, the time to punish the enemies has come. Foes are bound to meet on a narrow road. I wonder who will be the first to step forward. Ling Jing's younger sister, the eldest daughter of the Ling family, Ling Shui. She stood up and spoke. Doesn't Your Highness the Grand Princess like to have people kneel while talking? So many people have come today. Is it necessary for everyone to pay respects to Your Highness? This princess does indeed like to make people kneel and talk. Especially you. Kneel. She angrily shouted Qing Huang's name directly. Chu Qing. Ling Jing stepped forward to shield his sister. Your Highness the Grand Princess, today's poetry gathering is supposed to be lively and cheerful. I hope the Grand Princess will not ruin this atmosphere. Ling Shui thought arrogantly. If the Ling family hadn't taken over the authority of 200,000 troops, even Aunt Consort Duan would have a hard time in the palace, let alone Chu Qingwang. On what grounds does she humiliate me? The sixth princess approached with a forced smile. Seventh sister, Miss Ling was just being thoughtless. She didn't mean to offend you. Seventh sister is magnanimous. Don't hold it against Miss Ling otherwise. Consort Duan in the palace will also be in a difficult position, right? The sixth princess is right. Miss Ling did not do it on purpose. Why must the Grand Princess bother with a weak young lady? It's just a small matter. The Grand Princess is tolerant and magnanimous. Just consider it a slip of the tongue from Miss Ling when Jean opined. If it were just a momentary slip of the tongue, then Miss Ling should be kneeling and apologizing until now. Miss Ling shows no remorse for her mistake. Qing Wang said, a subordinate offending a superior with no regard for rank. The Ling family holds military power and disregards imperial authority. Do you all think this is right? This princess is an imperially appointed Grand Princess. Your disrespect towards this princess is disrespect towards His Majesty the Emperor. If you're not convinced, this princess can take this to the Qianqing Palace to argue it out. Please forgive us, Grand Princess. It was a slip of the tongue just now. Please forgive us, Grand Princess. Ling Jing also reluctantly lowered his tone. As her elder brother, I failed to manage the household strictly. Ling Shui's mistake is also the responsibility of this elder brother. I am willing to accept the princess's punishment. Is that so? If that's the case, then kneel down, beg for my forgiveness, and slap yourself 20 times. The sixth princess was secretly thrilled. She doesn't even spare her own maternal family. As expected, I don't need to deal with Chu Qinghuang personally. I just need to let these brainless people provoke her, and she will offend everyone. Thinking this, she provoked her seventh sister. Young Master Ling is Consort Duan's nephew. General Ling holds military power. He has great prestige in the court. If young Master Ling is humiliated here today, then General Ling and Consort Duan will not be pleased. After saying that, she praised herself. The sixth princess truly understands people, unlike the seventh princess. Feng Jinji stood to one side, watching Qing Wang and the sixth princess, and secretly compared them. It's always about making someone kneel or beating them up. Both are daughters of the emperor, so why is there such a big difference? Qing Wang knew very well that in the eyes of these people, they had probably already taken a side. They really dislike a tyrannical princess like me. It's just a pity there's a saying, high officials can crush people to death. Qing Wang reached behind her back and pulled out her whip. Lately, my hands have been a bit itchy. Wenjian, do you think I should drag these people out for a beating? Or should I send people to confiscate their homes? She thought to herself, why should I care about their opinions? Replying to Your Highness, this subject thinks confiscating their homes is quite good. Firstly, you can collect silver taels, which can please His Majesty the Emperor. Perhaps he might even grant the princess a higher title. Secondly, Your Highness can vent all the grievances from today, so that these brainless people will remember this lesson well. They all immediately dropped to their knees, their faces turning as pale as banana leaves. Long live the Grand Princess. Long live, long live. The Grand Princess is devastatingly beautiful and excels in both literature and martial arts. Only Feng Jinji stood calmly, secretly sneering. These people have less courage than a mouse. Then he turned and left. Ling Shui also put on a pitiful expression. Grand Princess, please forgive us. They thought to themselves, with Chu Qingwang here, it seems the poetry gathering cannot be held today. The sixth princess gave a placating laugh to dispel the gloomy atmosphere. With me and seventh sister here, you can't have fun. How about this, seventh sister and I want to take a walk? All of you, please enjoy yourselves. She turned her hypocritical face and called out, seventh sister. Qingwang thought to herself, what trick is Chu Yiling planning now? Does seventh sister like Wenjian now? Qing Wang remained indifferent and did not answer. She spoke again. Young master one is not bad, but seventh sister should be able to distinguish between a pearl and a fisheye. How can someone of the Wen family's status compare to Jinji? Suddenly, Qing Wang overheard a conversation. Isn't that the Grand Princess's consort? Why is he here alone? After being divorced by the Grand Princess, he's been gloomy and depressed, too ashamed to face anyone. If I were young Master Feng, I definitely wouldn't have come out to be humiliated today. After all, many people saw him perform the 3 kneelings and 9 kowtows on the street that day. Could young Master Feng be trying to win back the Grand Princess's affection? I'd advise young Master Feng not to dream on. Can't you see the Grand Princess has a new favor by her side? Hearing this, the 6th princess shouted angrily, "What nonsense are you talking about?" Feng Jinji, however, looked at Qing Wang with cold, uncomprehending eyes. The two who had just been slandering Feng Jinji saw Qing Wang, and their faces turned pale, sweat pouring down as if they were in 40 degrees Celsius heat. Grand Princess, we pay our respects to your highness. Still not getting lost. The two of them turned and fled for their lives in a panic. Qing Wang reminded them, that way is up the mountain. The 6th princess put on a fake smile again. 7th sister must be laughing at me. I didn't expect these people to be such bullies. Qing Wang immediately guessed her purpose. Let me up the mountain. See Feng Jinji being humiliated in the pavilion, wanted me to rekindle my old feelings for Feng Jinji. Suddenly, she heard a strange noise. It was a large snake writhing behind her, but Qing Wang hadn't noticed it yet. The 6th princess distracted Qing Wang by asking, 7th sister, why aren't you saying anything? Qing Wang, on high alert, looked around and then noticed a difference between herself and the other two. Qing Wang sneered, you and young Master Feng both have insect-repelling incense on you. She thought to herself, so they came prepared. The insects, being driven over, will naturally attack the one without repellent, which is me. The 6th princess, feeling guilty, stammered. There are many insects and snakes on the mountain. I had to be prepared. Does 7th sister perhaps dislike this scent? It's not that I dislike it. It's just that this scent will lose its effect today. You two should be careful. After saying that, Qing Wang left. The 6th princess frowned, extremely worried. Did she discover something? Suddenly, wriggling snakes slithered over, flicking their tongues filled with death. The 6th princess shrieked in panic, "Ah, help, help!" At this moment, she still had the nerve to extend a hand towards Qing Wang. 7th sister, save me. Qing Wang turned back and asked, did you fail again? The 6th princess, sweating profusely, felt indignant. Why do these snakes act as if they don't see her? Qing Wang walked away quickly, reminding her, today is just a small lesson. I hope you remember it well. She raised her hand and snapped her fingers. How little fun. Wen Zhan, sitting far away, also heard the 6th princess's screams for help. Everyone was also extremely shocked. That sounds like the 6th princess's voice. What's wrong with her? Did she anger the Grand Princess again? No, I think I heard the 6th princess scream about snakes. Wen Zhan said doubtfully, the 6th princess is screaming so loudly, but there's no movement from the Grand Princess. Could she be in danger? Hearing this, a worried Fu Shang immediately flew off. Wen Zhan then threatened, the Grand Princess is the Emperor's most favored daughter. If anything happens to her, I'm afraid no one here today will be able to escape. The 6th princess at this time was so scared that her whole body trembled as she crawled on the ground. Her mouth screamed continuously, help, there's snakes, there's so many snakes. Her maidservant ran over to help her up. When Fu Shang arrived, he saw Qing Wang was safe and completely calm. She looked at the snake on the ground and said in a low voice, go play. The snake immediately left as she requested. Fu Shang wondered inwardly, does my master possess the art of beast taming? Wen Zhan worriedly asked Qing Wang, are you all right? The 6th princess said there were snakes. I was worried to death. Qing Wang said nonchalantly, where are the snakes? Is she sick? Suddenly, cries of help, help, rang out again. There are snakes. Run quickly. A swarm of snakes is chasing us. Wen Zhan gave a wry smile. Everyone who went up the mountain, except for the princess, is sick. Please continue enjoying yourselves. I will not disturb your pleasant mood any longer. Those people, find out which families they belong to. I will settle the score with them later. Fu Shang replied, understood. As Qing Wang was about to get on her carriage to leave, she suddenly heard a voice call out, Grand Princess. This humble one is Chu Lingchuan, paying respects to the Grand Princess. Qing Wang said, "Follow me into the residence." Fu Shang frowned, secretly suspicious. Why would Her Highness let a young man of unknown origin into the residence? After returning, Fu Shang stood outside the room door, his heart full of unease. Why does the master want to meet that young man alone? Meanwhile, inside the room, your subordinate, Chu Lingchuan, pays respects to the little princess. Long live the princess. Stand up. You arrive quickly. This subordinate returned immediately upon receiving your highness's letter. Although we knew you would face a great calamity at the age of 18, and had prepared for you to be able to transmigrate your soul and be reborn, the 18-year-old little princess of the Dongling Kingdom. But ever since your soul left your body, His Majesty has been waiting for news of you. Now we know the little princess of Dongling is in West Qi. His Majesty and the War King are preparing to come, but the journey is long, so it may take some time. No rush. As long as they arrive in West Qi before the Second Imperial Brothers' 7th month memorial, it's fine. I have promised the Emperor of West Qi that within 3 months, Dongling will send an envoy to waive this year's national tribute from West Qi. Having the Second Imperial Brother personally announce this matter will be more impactful, I think. I called you here for another matter. She pointed outside. My shadow guard's body has a problem. I want you to examine him. Chu Lingchuan was secretly astonished. A mere shadow guard has garnered so much of Her Highness's attention. The princess explained. His pulse is stable, but every night when he sleeps alone, his body becomes so cold that he shivers. When he holds me, it doesn't happen anymore. Could this condition be due to poisoning? He was once again extremely astonished. Holding Her Highness to sleep? Qing Wang also realized what she had just said. She explained, "It's not that he was insolent and overstepped his bounds. I saw that he was very cold at night, so I took the initiative to tell him to get on the bed. After that, I don't know how it happened. Then this subordinate will go check on that subordinate's condition." Chu Lingchuan thought to himself, if the masters of Dongling knew that the little princess was being taken advantage of by a shadow guard, how would this shadow guard die? Then he walked over and opened the door. The two faced each other, staring intently at one another. Both shared the same thought. If I find out you have ulterior motives towards Her Highness, you will know what it means to wish for death but be unable to die. Meanwhile, the 6th princess still hadn't recovered her senses. She would startle in her sleep and scream, "Help! Ah, there are snakes! Don't chase me! Get away, help!" Her whole body trembled as she flailed her arms and legs wildly. Consort Feng angrily questioned the imperial physicians. "What on earth is going on? Aren't you all proficient in medicine? You can't even cure this minor illness? What use are you? His Majesty the Emperor has arrived." Consort Feng immediately fell to her knees aggrievedly, wailing and crying. "Your Majesty," Yiling. "Please, Your Majesty, seek justice for your consort. Seek justice for Yiling." Yiling and Chu Qing Wang attended together, but at the poetry gathering, Qing Wang kept getting into conflicts with others. To ease the atmosphere, Yiling proactively invited her to a small path on the mountain. Unexpectedly, she was ambushed while walking. Now, are you implying that Yiling's current condition is Qing Huang's doing? After that, the Emperor summoned her. As soon as she entered, the Emperor questioned her. "Qing Wang, Yiling had an incident on the mountain in the outskirts. I heard she is now talking incessantly in her sleep. Just now, Consort Feng said she went up the mountain with you. I want to ask you what exactly happened. Imperial Father should summon Feng Jinji and those other royal descendants to ask." Feng Jinji and the other royal descendants. Chu Yiling took the initiative to invite me for a walk in the mountains so that Feng Jinji and a few other royal descendants could work together to put on a play. They wanted me to hear them insulting Feng Jinji, thinking that I would rekindle my old feelings for him because of it. The Emperor thought to himself, Feng Jinji has already been sent home, yet he still hasn't given up. Why didn't I see him use so many tricks when he insulted Qing Huang before? Qing Huang continued, seeing that I didn't fall for it. Chu Yiling sent a few people with venomous snakes to try and bite me to death, but she and Feng Jinji were wearing sachets that could repel snakes. To think such a thing happened, how audacious of them. Imperial Father, there's no need to be angry. I don't know if there was a problem with Chu Yiling's sachet, but those snakes chased them relentlessly, while they seemed to not see me at all. Now that she's been frightened, it can be considered her own doing. After being taught a lesson this time, she won't dare to cause trouble again. You should go back and rest first. I will give you an explanation for this matter. Your daughter bids farewell. The emperor mostly believed Qing Wang. Qing Wang would not lie. The matter of the sachet would be clear after an investigation. But why is Yiling so vicious? Feng Jinji, you've incurred heaven's wrath. Thinking of this, the emperor called out loudly, "Guards, summon 3 skilled members from the Shadow Pavilion." After Qing Wang reached her carriage, she told Fu Shang, "Go to the Shadow Pavilion and pass a message. Tell them what the truth of today's incident on the mountain was." Fu Shang replied, "Understood." Qing Wang thought to herself, "Those who dare to plot against me must be prepared to bear the consequences." Afterward, at Yongfu Palace, Consort Feng failed to discipline her daughter strictly. From now on, she is demoted to Jiaoyi. Feng Jiaoyi and the 6th princess, Chu Yiling, are to move out of Yongfu Palace and relocate to Qingyin Hall. The emperor also said, without his command, the 2 of them are not allowed to leave Qingyin Palace. They also do not need to go pay respects to the Empress Dowager. Consort Feng shrieked irritably, "This consort will not go. This consort did nothing wrong. On what grounds is His Majesty demoting this consort? Did that bitch Chu Qing Wang frame me? Donghai, did she frame me?" The eunuch waved his hand, "Take Zhaoyi Nyang Yang and the 6th princess to Qingyin Hall." He thought to himself, His Majesty is too eager for West Qi to become powerful, and the Grand Princess's sole power is the only hope. Therefore, he can tolerate all of the Grand Princess's actions. Anyone who holds the Grand Princess back will absolutely meet a tragic end. But if the Grand Princess cannot do what His Majesty wants her to do, then the Cold Palace might be considered her best residence. Drag these people out and give each of them 50 strokes of the rod. The heir of Prince Tang, Prince Qing, and Prince Song. This time, it seems there will be a great shock both inside and outside the palace. A subordinate came in to report to Qing Wang. Prince Tang, Prince Qing, and Prince Song request an audience. Qing Wang said, "This princess wishes to rest. I will see no one." Just as the subordinate withdrew, Hong Yu walked in wearing a dazzling red outfit. "Your Highness, the Grand Princess, I have come to pay my respects to your Highness." Fu Shang looked at him with hostility and stood closer. Qing Wang gave a polite smile. Hong Yu spread his arms to show off his brand new outfit. "Does your Highness let me dress like this? The new clothes are not bad. How much did it cost? I just spent a little money casually. I won a small amount from a bet last night. Your Highness, I've come to compete for your favor. Can we skip the unimportant questions? Tonight, this servant will come to attend to you in bed." Fu Shang radiated killing intent, his hands clenched into fists. Qing Wang said calmly, "If that's the case, then take off your clothes first." Fu Shang looked at Hong Yu out of the corner of his eye, silently calculating in his heart. If I snap his neck, would he die too quickly? Qing Wang continued, "This princess must inspect you to ensure you have no flaws and are not hiding any concealed weapons. I genuinely like your Highness. How could I hide a concealed weapon on my person? Does your Highness not trust me? I suppose I trust you." Qing Wang didn't say much. "Take off your clothes." Hong Yu was shy and awkward. "I will only undress for your Highness to see." "Your Highness, tell Fu Shang to leave." Before he could finish his sentence, Fu Shang grabbed him and lifted him up. "This subordinate is your Highness's personal shadow guard and cannot leave the master's side for even a moment." Fu Shang was silently furious. How dare he undress in front of the princess? "The princess is only allowed to see my body." Hong Yu was grabbed and thrown out by Fu Shang, but he landed on his hands, avoiding a tumble. He angrily shouted in a high voice, "Fu Shang, you insolent cur! How dare you be so unruly in front of Her Highness the Grand Princess? Her Highness will punish you severely." Watching how he landed, Qing Wang silently noted, "Hong Yu's skills are not bad." Then she turned and asked, "Do you want to go work at a brothel?" "Your Highness wants me to be the top courtesan." Qing Wang mocked, "With your looks and qualities, if you were to entertain guests at a brothel, earning 1,000 gold pieces a night would be no problem." Hong Yu immediately protested, "I belong to your Highness. How could I serve others?" Hong Yu strode towards Qing Wang. "In life, this servant is your Highness's person. In death, I am your Highness's ghost. In this life and the next, absolutely not." Suddenly, Fu Shang hit his pressure points, freezing him in place. A whooshing sound was heard. Fu Shang then threw him out of the residence. Hong Yu was in despair. Why is it so hard to compete for favor? Fu Shang then knelt before Qing Wang. This subordinate overstepped his bounds. Please punish me, princess. No need. This princess did not forbid you. On the contrary, I tacitly allowed it. Fu Shang was filled with confusion. Her Highness clearly does not need male consorts. Yet yesterday she accepted that young man into the rear courtyard. Qing Wang then lifted Fu Shang's chin and answered his question. The young man from yesterday is Chu Lingchuan. He could be considered a subordinate of this princess. His abilities are very strong, specializing in medicine and business. His status as a male consort is merely for convenience to carry out his work. You don't need to be hostile towards him. This princess's personal shadow guard is only you, and there will be no other in the future. Outside the gate of the Dongshang Pavilion residence, the Grand Princess is avoiding us. What should we do? Should we just keep waiting here? Let's wait. Our unfilial sons did wrong. What else can we do? We must try to beg for Her Highness's forgiveness. We can deal with those little bastards slowly later. At this moment, a young man on horseback rode up and called out, Royal Father, Uncle. He was the eldest son of Prince Song's residence, Chu Xuani. He dismounted and asked, The Grand Princess won't see you all? She said the Grand Princess is already resting. We plan to wait here until tomorrow morning. Then let me go a try. A subordinate went in to inform Qing Wang. Fu Shang reported, the eldest son of Prince Song's residence, Chu Xuani, has been in theft as the heir apparent. He is skilled in both literature and martial arts. He is temporarily in charge of the main gate's Imperial Guards. The 3,000 Imperial Guards are under his command. Chu Xuani is bothering your highness. This subordinate will go tell him to leave. The Grand Princess won't even see his royal father and uncles. Why would she see him? It's beyond this subordinate's expectation. Qing Wang agreed. Tell her to wait for me in my study. This subject, Chu Xuani, pays respects to Her Highness the Grand Princess. Long live your highness. Long live your highness. Qing Wang thought to herself, performing such a grand ceremony. Is he worried this princess will take revenge on Prince Song's residence? This subject has brazenly disturbed you late at night to atone for my younger brother, Xuanyu. An elder brother is like a father. Xuanyu was wrong. Besides our parents' indulgence, as his elder brother, this subject also bears some responsibility. I am willing to accept your highness's reprimand, pleading for forgiveness with such sincerity. Then this princess doesn't mind telling you. This princess plans to send people tomorrow morning to confiscate the properties of Prince Song's residence and Prince Kang's residence as punishment for their audacity in plotting against this princess. Chu Xuani immediately replied, Prince Song's residence has never engaged in corruption. If that's the case, then what are you kneeling here for? Why not wait until this princess confiscates your property to prove your innocence? You may go back. Chu Xuani replied, This subject understands. What will it take for your highness to spare Xuanyu? Very simple. From now on, you will be loyal to this princess. In the future, you will only obey this princess's orders, and this princess will spare Prince Song's residence. Chu Xuani was secretly surprised. Be loyal to her? What does this mean? But this subject does not know if your highness will order this subject to do something against his majesty's will in the future. Prince Song's residence has always kept a low profile, solely devoted to the emperor, and has not participated in any power struggles for the past 20 years. We have never done anything wrong. Qing Wang said, being loyal to this princess means you hand over all your loyalty. Even if it means killing your lord or your father, you must do it. There is no choice. But rest assured, this princess will not order you to kill your lord or your father. If you are truly loyal to this princess, not only can this princess guarantee his life, but I can also ensure the safety and peace of his family. This is this princess's promise to you. Chu Xuani secretly realized what this princess wants is status. He immediately kowtowed. This subject is willing to be loyal to Her Highness the Princess, willingly accepting your highness's commands. Even if my body is shattered to pieces, I will never refuse. At this time, Chu Lingchuan walked past Hong Yu and sized him up. We are all young masters of similar age. Some live by their looks, while others are busy with business all day. So busy their feet don't touch the ground. Same kind of people, but different fates. Hong Yu also looked at Chu Lingchuan and commented, Chu is the surname of the royal family in West Qi. This person couldn't be an heir of a West Qi clan, could he? Shen Zhongjin added, he lives in the West Courtyard and is still out at this hour, which proves he is trusted by Her Highness, can freely enter and exit the princess's residence, and has other footholds in West Qi. I know who he is now. The most famous merchant in the 9 provinces of the Mingho continent with the surname Chu. His business is extensive and complex, including ironware, war horses, and weapons. Things related to the wars of various dynasties are also in his hands. This is the only second son of the Chu family head. We concubines of the inner residence are truly harmonious. At this time, Qing Huang and Fu Shang were enthusiastically exchanging moves with each other. Fu Shang caught Qing Huang's whip. He suddenly realized, "It's been a long time since I sparred with Her Highness. I almost forgot what would happen if I beat Her Highness." Thinking of this, Fu Shang let go of the whip and was accidentally struck on his injured hand. Her Highness wins. This subordinate is incompetent. Qing Huang knew very well in her heart a lapse in performance, an intentional loss. She asked Fu Shang, "Do you know how to play chess?" This princess originally thought that if you won, I would teach you how to play chess. But you lost to this princess, which proves you've been lazy in your martial arts practice. In that case, forget it. Practice your martial arts diligently. There's no need to play chess anymore. Get up, help this princess change. Fu Shang stood there stunned. Her Highness is not like she was before. Why do I feel that winning that day would have been so joyful? If I had known, winning then would have meant I could play chess with the princess. Qing Huang read his thoughts, and a slight smile appeared on her lips. "Your Highness, Mama Zhao from Gantian Palace has come to say that Consort Duan invites you to the palace for a mother-daughter talk. Let Mama Zhao wait. This princess will bathe, change, and rest before going." "Your Highness, Mama Zhao is, after all, one of Consort Duan's people. Even when beating a dog, you must consider its master. If you and your mother are at odds, wouldn't the words unfilial daughter be directed at your Highness?" Qing Huang asked for Hong Yu, who was in the rear courtyard. "Let him go and receive Mama Zhao." Outside, when the mama saw the servant girl come out, her displeasure was written all over her face. "Why is the announcement taking so long? Consort Duan is still waiting in Gantian Palace. Such a disrespectful delay." This temperament of the Grand Princess doesn't have half of Consort Duan's gentle elegance, if not for her being of use to her ladyship. Thinking this, the mama stopped at the sound of Hong Yu's voice. It's so late, yet Consort Duan still invites the Grand Princess to the palace for a meal. Could it be that her ladyship thinks the princess's residence is so poor it can't even cook a pot of rice? The mama turned back furiously and shouted, "You, who are you? How insolent! It is Consort Duan who has given the order. Is it your place to interfere?" "Interfere? I just find it strange. Calling Her Highness to the palace for no reason. Could it be that the palace has arranged for some young master for Her Highness? Let me tell you, Her Highness favors me the most right now. I absolutely will not allow any random man into the residence. You're the Grand Princess's male favorite. You base thing who serves others with your looks. Relying on the Grand Princess's power to be so insolent, you must be tired of living." Hong Yu sat down and spoke in a gentle and soft tone. "Why is Mama so agitated? Be careful, you'll scare people. I, on the other hand, would like to ask, as a servant, is Mama's domineering manner a reflection of Consort Duan's high character, or is the Grand Princess's status more noble?" After bathing and changing, Qing Huang was still relaxing and playing chess. Fu Shang reported that his subordinate had just received news that the king of Jinbei, after learning his daughter was killed, personally entered the capital in less than a day. Then for this princess, it is an opportunity. Does Master want me to kill the king of Jinbei? If the king of Jinbei is killed, the generals in his fiefdom will become discontented. The emperor will order someone to go and appease the generals. Her Highness is the one he trusts the most, and could logically seize the great military power now in the hands of the Ling family. The price is too high. This princess just wants to play, not to get deeply involved in West Qi's internal strife. Although this princess acts domineeringly, I have my limits. At no time can the lives of the common people be taken lightly. Yes, this subordinate understands. Fu Shang secretly engraved it in his heart. Master does not permit the killing of innocents. I have remembered. Qing Huang asked, "Do you know why this princess told Han Yu to receive Mama Zhao?" This subordinate does not know. Qing Huang touched Fu Shang's hand and said, "You must use your heart when playing chess. Only with a mind free of worries can you be calm and composed. If your mind is unsettled, your emotions in a state of great joy or great anger, the result will only be a crushing defeat. Consort Duan has had the emperor's favor for 20 years and is this princess's birth mother. One cannot be forceful. It's just that she has made this princess unhappy. So this princess will naturally make her feel aggrieved. Her Highness wants Consort Duan to get angry first to see how long she can endure. Later, at Gantian Palace, the emperor was dining with Consort Duan, Qing Huang's mother. These dishes are all cold. Replace them with hot ones. No need to rush. Qing Huang must have been very busy these past 2 days. We can wait for her. Besides, Qing Huang was frightened outside the city before. She should reasonably rest for 2 days. Consort Duan forced a smile. Yes, she thought to herself, she would be frightened? The young masters and ladies there were the ones who were frightened, not her. Your Majesty, your ladyship, the princess has arrived. At this time, it started to rain outside. Fu Shang held an umbrella to shield Qing Huang as she approached. Qing Huang entered and paid her respects. Father Emperor is also here. Why summon your daughter for a meal so late? If Mama Zhao had been a little later, the palace gates would have been locked. Mama Zhao frowned, cursing inwardly. I was late. You made me wait in the front pavilion for an hour, and now you say I was late? And you even found that vile wretch to humiliate me. The emperor said, the matter of you encountering assassins outside the city a few days ago, we have already dealt with those involved. We want to ask if you're satisfied? Consort Duan immediately said to Qing Huang, I heard that several princes also took the initiative to apologize, so you should be magnanimous and not hold it against them. There has been no movement from the Feng family's side yet. I'm afraid the eldest son of the Feng family is still unconscious. General Feng is, after all, a general of the nation. You should not. The emperor cut Consort Duan off. No movement from the Feng residence. Does General Feng think his son is more important than a princess and princes? Only then did Qing Huang speak up in response. Feng Jinji was punished, which worsened his injuries. His condition may be critical. The Grand Tutor loves his son, and for a moment is unwilling to come and apologize for this matter. Qing Huang mused. Chu Tianzheng and the Feng family have nothing to fear anymore. If I harm the Feng family now, the court officials will be forced to take sides, and with me here, more than half will want to cling to Consort Duan's powerful coattails. I will not marry Yichang for Consort Duan's sake. She is doing nothing now, just watching the 2 tigers, the Ling family and the Feng family, fight. She is cautious in her actions, keeping things hidden, a clever person. Qing Huang, you are, after all, the eldest daughter of a noble family in the capital. Is there anyone you have your eye on? Your cousin Ling Jing has just entered the capital, and you two have met twice. Isn't this a coincidence? The emperor said that with Qing Huang's temperament, that Ling family boy probably couldn't handle it, and told Ling Jing to stay away from Qing Huang in the future. If a conflict occurs, who will be at a disadvantage? The eldest sons of noble families all marry wives to have children and continue the family line. How can Qing Huang just casually claim one as she pleases? Father Emperor, rest assured, few of the eldest sons of noble families are handsome enough to catch my eye. I stand alone, not aligned with any noble family or maternal clan. Only then does the emperor dare to give me unlimited power. And yet Consort Duan dares to speak up and pave the way for Ling Jing in front of the emperor. Qing Huang stood up and asked, does Father Emperor have any other matters? If not, then your daughter will head back first. Go back early. It's almost time for the palace gates to lock. The emperor thought to himself, are the young masters of West Qi so inferior? Just as Qing Huang stepped out the door, a servant rushed over. Grand Princess, the Empress Dowager has an invitation. Qing Huang immediately refused. This princess wants to return to the residence to rest. The Empress Dowager said she has something very important to tell the Grand Princess. Her Highness will definitely not regret hearing it. What is it? Grand Princess, please forgive me. This servant does not know. Only the Empress Dowager knows the specifics. Your Highness, rest assured, it will only be a few words. A moment later, I have a secret I want to tell you, but there is a condition. Qing Huang asked what secret. You really don't waste any time. About your imperial brother. He is not the emperor's biological son. Consort Duan was unfaithful. It truly is Consort Duan's fatal secret. No, he is not Consort Duan's son either. If I tell this secret to the emperor, the Ling family will have its 9 generations exterminated. Little 7, no matter how rebellious you are, a princess, no matter how unconventional, must rely on the power of her maternal family. If they fall from power, you'll be worthless. The Empress Dowager thought to herself, neither Consort Duan nor Chu Tianzheng knows this secret. I and noble Consort Feng have always held it in our hands, in order to one day send Consort Duan to hell. The Empress Dowager asked. Do you have nothing to say? The Empress Dowager was anxious. But now the Emperor and I are estranged. He hid the matter of dealing with the Feng family from me. Even if I reveal this secret, he will suspect my intentions, and at that time, I will also. At this moment, Qing Wang finally spoke. Thank you, Empress Dowager, for telling me this secret. What does the Empress Dowager want me to do? After this storm passes, you will go before the Emperor and mention that the matter between you and Yiling was just a misunderstanding, so that the Emperor will restore noble consort Feng's position. Qing Wang smirked and thought to herself, these words are meant to deceive the Emperor. What is she thinking? But there is something I don't understand. I hope the Empress Dowager can clarify. Back then, when Father Emperor was young and had just ascended the throne, the Lin clan controlled the court. Father Emperor relied on Consort Duan's power to seize back control. Why is the Empress Dowager not grateful, but instead holds a grudge against the Ling family? The Empress Dowager frowned, losing her composure and shouting. That is not something you should ask. This matter does not concern you. You just need to agree to my condition. Qing Wang was not the type to be easily swayed to her will. She turned around. In that case, I will not delay the Empress Dowager's rest any longer. As for my imperial brother's family secret, if the Empress Dowager wants to tell Father Emperor, then tell him. I don't care. The Empress Dowager angrily swept the teacup off the table. Qing Wang walked out the door and called for Fu Shang to go back. Master, if the Empress Dowager deals with Consort Duan, whoever she wants to deal with, she can deal with. It has nothing to do with this princess. This princess will not yield to anyone's threats. It seems many secrets are hidden within the imperial palace of West Qi. This princess has a feeling these secrets will soon be exposed. A storm is coming. Later, the Ling family has just sent an invitation, inviting this princess to their residence in 3 days to admire the flowers. You all will accompany this princess. Hong Yu asked Qing Wang, does your highness truly intend to share your favor equally? Hearing this, Fu Shang stared at Hong Yu and snapped the chopsticks in his hand in half. Qi Ling pinched Hong Yu's ear and told him to shut up. What are your highness's instructions? You all can act as you see fit. Let the Ling family realize the style of the male consorts in this princess's rear courtyard. Let's see if Ling Jing can become the prince consort. Chu Lingchuan exclaimed in surprise. Ling Jing? That Ling Jing, the eldest son of the Ling family's second branch, has peculiar hobbies. He likes to study poisons and use them on himself for experiments. He also likes to fiddle with things that people don't know about. Ahem, his tastes. In short, he is not a good person. A toad wanting to eat swan meat. No, I must teach him a lesson. Then Hong Yu's face lit up with an expectant smile. We're going out to do things for your highness. In the future, can your highness treat us fairly and give us a little favor? Chu Lingchuan coughed a few times and said sarcastically, I think that as a male consort, making such a request at this time is asking for too much. According to the rules, he should be dragged out and caned. Young Master Chu is right. Hong Yu has been getting a bit carried away lately, always wanting to test her highness's patience. It's only right that we loosen his muscles for him. That's right. Young Master Chu and young Master Qi are right. Hong Yu laughed until tears streamed down his face, thinking to himself, this bunch of traitors. Then, with a whoosh, Fu Shang grabbed Hong Yu and threw him out the window. This second brother of yours has been gone for a long time now. 3 days later, at the Ling residence, when Qing Wang entered with her group of male consorts, the head of the Ling family, Ling Anqing, was secretly displeased. Absurd, truly absurd. What on earth is the Grand Princess trying to do? As if I, Qing Wang, cannot read other people's minds. She immediately asked, General Ling, are you dissatisfied with my way of doing things? This subject greets your highness, the Grand Princess. Please come in, your highness. The eldest son of the Ling family, Ling Yin. He said to Ling Jing, this is the woman our aunt told you to marry. She truly looks down on everyone. Aunt just wants her to be of use to us. I wasn't too interested in marrying her before, but now I've changed my mind. Big brother, don't you think conquering a woman like this is more of a challenge? He gave a smug smile. I want her to become my captive, for her to go from a high and mighty grand princess to a lowly slave girl, for her too. Thump! Before he could finish his smug thought, he was sent flying by a kick, spitting fresh blood. What happened, Jinger? When Zhan asked, it's not an assassin, is it? Shen Zhongjin said, I don't know martial arts. Hong Yu stepped forward to shield Qing Wang and declared loudly, in broad daylight, I don't know which assassin is so bold. Your highness, Don't be afraid. I will protect you. Qi Ling pulled him back to his spot. With that weak appearance of yours, if you really encountered an assassin, it would be a blessing if you didn't hold Her Highness back. How dare you hope to protect Her Highness? At this moment, Ling Anqing angrily asked loudly, "Who made a move just now? Why would someone by Her Highness's side attack someone for no reason?" Qing Wang calmly asked, "Did General Ling see who attacked him? How can you be so sure it was one of my people?" He was rendered speechless, and they exchanged tense glances in a strange silence. "You were the ones who proactively sent the invitation. It's not that I wanted to come to the Ling residence for this meal. Ever since I got on the carriage from the Imperial Palace, everyone has been long-faced, and the salutes were reluctant. Now you're even framing my people without any evidence. General Ling, where have you placed the dignity of the royal family? Your Highness the Grand Princess, please watch your words." "Watch my words?" It seems General Ling should be the one teaching his own family to watch their words and actions more. She pointed at Ling Jing and asked, "Do you know what he just said?" "He said that conquering a woman like me is a challenge, that I should become his slave, transforming from a high and mighty princess into a lowly slave girl." He put on an innocent face and snapped, "Your Highness the Grand Princess, please don't make baseless accusations." Ling Jing wouldn't dare. "Ling Yin, you come and tell your father. Am I making baseless accusations?" Ling Yin hesitated, flustered, and stammered, "No, I—" Ling Anqing's eyes widened seeing his son's expression, and he broke out in a cold sweat. Did Ling Jing really say that? He immediately knelt down. "This subject has failed to discipline his son. I beg the Grand Princess for your magnanimity. The world knows that I am petty. Let's not have this meal today. I have no appetite. I will report every word of what was just said to His Majesty the Emperor and ask him to pass judgment." Everyone from the Ling residence, terrified, prostrated themselves on the ground. "Your Highness the Grand Princess, please forgive us. This subject knows his mistake and is willing to accept any punishment." Ling Anqing's face darkened at this moment. If those words reached the Emperor's ears, the Ling family would be finished. Chu Lingchuan said, "Young Master Ling brought this disaster upon himself, so he should bear the consequences. Whoever did it should be responsible. General Ling needs to maintain the dignity of a general. The Ling family is also a great and noble clan. They cannot be humiliated too excessively. Since young Master Ling wanted the Grand Princess to be his slave, then in my opinion, let Ling Jing be Her Highness's slave." "Oh no, that's not right. Making him Her Highness's slave would be letting him off too easy. How is he worthy of serving Her Highness? In my opinion, making him slave to us male consorts would be enough." General Ling ground his teeth. "No, that's not acceptable. The eldest son of the Ling family's second branch becoming a slave to the 5 male consorts of the Grand Princess's residence. What a humiliation it would be if word of this got out. General, don't look at me like that. I respond to kindness, not coercion. If someone makes me unhappy, I will repay them 10 times, 100 times over. I heard that General Ling has recently been replacing the equipment for the Silver Armor Army. Too bad. The equipment General Ling purchased has already been recorded on a list by my orders. 100,000 troops in the Silver Armor Army. That's no small amount of silver." General Ling broke into a sweat, thinking, if what he says is true, doesn't that mean he knows about the Ling family embezzling military funds for private use? Then he asked, "Who are you?" The general does not need to know my identity. Business is business. As long as General Ling does as I say, I will absolutely not make things so difficult for you. Your Highness is the master of the residence. You shouldn't let these male consorts overstep their bounds. I indeed do not intend to let others make decisions for me. However, it just so happens that Ling Chuan's words are exactly what I was thinking. General Ling can choose one of the two. General Ling trembled upon hearing this. Qing Wang turned and said, "Within 1 hour, I want to see Ling Jing appear at the princess's residence. Otherwise, I will go to the palace to discuss this matter with my imperial father." Qi Ling added, "Wanting to conquer Her Highness the Princess." Cough, cough, cough. "Young Master Ling, you really dare to dream. We'll take our leave." When Zhang gloated, "General, please accept my condolences." Zhong Jin retorted sarcastically, "Young master, one should read more books. Only the family of the deceased is told to accept my condolences." Hong Yu, not to be left out, smoothed his hair and said, "I don't know what to say either. Although I am a young master who is both handsome and kind-hearted, but I despise those who are disrespectful to my highness." Having said that, he took to his heels and ran after Qing Wang. "Your Highness, wait for me." On the carriage, Fu Shang reported, "The one who injured Ling Jing just now was Hong Yu. His movements were so fast that even Ling Anqing didn't notice. The speed was indeed very fast." Qing Wang wondered who taught him such skills. Then she suddenly thought of someone. Perhaps it was him. By my side, there are many hidden masters, and every one of them is pretending. They dare to deceive their master. They should be severely punished. How should they be punished? Fu Shang frowned and said decisively, "Punish them by not allowing them to see master for a month." Qing Wang thought in confusion, "Not seeing me for a month. Is this a severe punishment?" Fu Shang lowered his voice. "If master feels it's not enough, half a month is also fine." Qing Wang replied, "They will have things to do from now on. Whether they see me or not is not important. One Feng Jinji leaves, one Ling Jing arrives. My backyard harem just can't seem to stop growing." Fu Shang was secretly happy to hear this. It doesn't matter if the backyard harem stops growing, as long as she can stay at the East Upper Pavilion. Later at the princess's residence, Fu Shang reported, "This subordinate has just learned that the two madams of the Ling family entered the palace this afternoon to meet with her ladyship, Consort Duan. Let them meet. It was to be expected. How is Ling Jing?" The Ling family guards brought him over this afternoon. The 5 men from the backyard harem took him to the west courtyard together. Fu Shang saw Qing Huang's hand and suddenly thought, "Master's hands are so beautiful." Qing Huang heard him and wondered to herself, "Hands? Is there something special about them?" Then she asked, "What do you think?" Fu Shang replied, "Ling Jing offended master and should be punished according to reason. It's just, why didn't master take this opportunity to set conditions with the Ling family?" Conditions? The Ling family has nothing I want except for military power. But if I actively seek military power now, the emperor will become uneasy tomorrow. Everything I am doing now is to make them gradually cause chaos themselves. If you understand, you're naturally intelligent. If you don't understand, you can learn. It might be useful in the future. Thank you, master, for your guidance." Qing Wang held out her hand and thought. As a shadow guard, one should not have thoughts about oneself and the master. A shadow guard with his own schemes. If he is easily swayed, the master will be in danger. But so what? I'm not so weak that being betrayed by one person would leave me with no way out. Qing Wang waved her hand to extinguish the lamp. "It's getting late. Let's sleep." "Yes." After getting into bed, Fu Shang quickly fell asleep. Qing Wang turned to look at the sleeping Fu Shang and thought, having been in the dark shadow pavilion for so many years, to be able to maintain this beauty, it's truly a natural gift. A child from an ordinary commoner's family would not easily have such looks. In the middle of the night, while deep in sleep, Fu Shang unconsciously turned over, then startled awake when the distance was too close. Looking at the soundly sleeping Qing Huang, Fu Shang stealthily reached out and took Qing Huang's hand. Then, overcome with happiness, he drifted back to sleep. Qing Huang felt it, opened her eyes, and thought, "This guy's been really bold lately. Is his courage growing bigger and bigger?" At the same time, at Consort Duan's private courtyard, the emperor has arrived. "Your concubine greets your majesty." What happened? Why did we hear that our beloved consort had no appetite tonight? Who was so bold as to anger our beloved consort? Your concubine doesn't know how to say it. Beloved consort, just speak plainly. The emperor thought to himself, Consort Duan may look gentle, but she is not one to swallow her anger. The only one who could make her this angry is Qing Wang. As expected, Consort Duan said, "Qing Wang is displeased with me because of Ling Jing. I wanted there to be no distance between mother and daughter. So I asked her 2 sisters-in-law to invite Qing Wang over for a meal to clear things up. Did Qing Wang not give you face?" Consort Duan said aggrievedly, "If it were just a matter of not giving face, it would have been fine. She dared to bring all her male favorites over. What Qing Wang did was indeed not right, but she has always acted against convention and morality. Don't hold it against her. Getting angry is bad for your health." But in his heart, the emperor thought, although honestly, even if it means being criticized by the censors, rejecting this marriage proposal like this can be considered a good thing. Those male favorites were fighting jealously, injured Ling Jing on the spot, and even demanded that Ling Jing be sent to the princess's residence to be their slave. If even the male favorites from the rear court dare to humiliate the dignity of a first-rank great general, the prestige of this grand princess's residence cannot be allowed to grow any further. Don't cry anymore. We will immediately send someone to summon Qing Wang to the palace for questioning. If Qing Wang is at fault, we will punish her severely. Will she admit it? She might make up some story to slander the Ling family. The emperor was suspicious. Are these the words a mother should say? The matter isn't even clear yet, and you're already certain that Qing Huang is slinging mud at the Ling family. The emperor let go of her hand and said, "We will summon Qing Wang to the palace now to ask her clearly. Servants, prepare a lavish banquet and serve her ladyship your meal." "Thank you, your majesty." Outside, the eunuch said, "Your majesty, shall we send someone to deliver the decree to the princess's residence now?" "What decree?" "Qing Wang goes to bed early. She must be asleep by now. We'll talk about it tomorrow morning." The next morning, Qing Wang asked Ling Chuan, "Are there any problems with the Ling family's account books for military equipment purchases? They falsified the account books. Over the years, they must have embezzled about 1,000,000 taels. This subordinate has already recorded all the account books clearly. Whenever your highness needs them, this subordinate will present them to your highness immediately." Qing Wang smiled with satisfaction. As expected of a family that has enjoyed 20 years of great favor, their assets are even greater than the Minister of Revenues. You tell me, if this princess confiscates the Ling family's assets, would the emperor be happy or sad? Probably happy. West Qi is too poor. The emperor is also in a difficult position. Just then, a servant came in to report, "Your Highness, someone from the palace has come to say that His Majesty invites you to the palace." Qing Wang immediately stood up and said, "For now, there's no need for this princess to confiscate the Ling family's assets." A moment later, at the imperial study, upon seeing Qing Wang, the emperor ordered all the servants to withdraw. Then he asked Qing Wang about the Ling family's matter. "This is something your child can handle herself. Your mother consort came to us last night to file a complaint. Regardless, we must ask about this matter. Your subject child knows, but your subject child will not say." Qing Wang thought to herself. The matter of Ling Jing entering the residence was already giving the Ling family face. If this princess has to explain herself before the emperor, isn't that just courting death? The emperor continued to ask, "Yesterday you visited the Ling family and brought 4 male favorites with you." Qing Wang shook her head and said it was 5. "All right, 5 people. The people with you injured Ling Jing and even brought him into your residence." Qing Wang did not answer, but only nodded. The emperor frowned. "You indulge your rear court consorts like this. Don't you feel any shame?" Qing Wang's voice turned serious. "Father Emperor, if you knew what Ling Jing said at that time, you probably wouldn't think your child subject feels no shame." "What did Ling Jing say?" "He said he wanted to tame your child subject, to turn your child subject from a high and mighty grand princess into a lowly female slave, to make your child subject kneel at his feet and become his captive." The men in your child subject's rear court felt that he had committed a crime worthy of 10,000 deaths, so they suggested making Ling Jing their slave. It's like giving him a taste of his own medicine. Your child subject felt it was very appropriate, so I agreed. The emperor gritted his teeth in silent rage. Truly, they don't know life from death. Have they forgotten who the master of this world is? They even dare to humiliate us by humiliating our daughter. Father Emperor, the Ling family holds military power. Ling Anqing commands the 100,000 silver armored army. For now, we cannot move against him. The reason your child subject did not want to blow this matter up was also to not put Father Emperor in a difficult position. The Ling family has been glorious for over 20 years and has begun to harbor restless ambitions. We can no longer continue to tolerate it. Qing Wang, Consort Duan is your mother. The Ling family is your maternal family, but the imperial family is your true home. Whatever Father Emperor wants to do, your child subject will not stand in the way. Qing Wang, the Ling family's 100,000 silver armored army. Do you have a way to take it over smoothly? News of Qing Huang's meeting with the emperor quickly reached Gongquan Palace. Her Highness the Grand Princess was kept in the inner hall by the emperor. Even eunuch Shun was sent out, and no one knew what they were talking about. After the Grand Princess left the palace, she went straight back to the princess's residence, showing no signs of unhappiness. Consort Duan wondered, if Qing Wang ruins the Ling family's reputation in front of the emperor, would the emperor believe her? His Majesty has trusted and favored the Ling family for so many years. He won't be influenced by the Grand Princess's words. Your ladyship can rest assured. This consort wants to hold a flower appreciation party in the imperial garden, inviting the noble ladies of the imperial capital to the palace to appreciate flowers and drink tea. In a moment, have someone send out the invitations. Consort Duan was worried. The emperor and Chu Qing Huang spoke privately, and no news has come out. Rest assured. How can I rest assured? At the East Upper Pavilion, Fu Shang reported, after Master left, less than an hour later, the emperor summoned the 3 best people from the Shadow Pavilion to the Qianqing Palace. The emperor wants Ling Anqing to be seriously injured or poisoned, but with no visible external injuries. He probably doesn't want to cause a big commotion and wants to secretly take back the military power and give it to Master. So, do you think that after I take over the military power, the generals in the army will listen to me? Men in the army always compete based on skill. Your Highness's skills are enough to make them submit in admiration. There is a faction of the Ling family's confidants. They are loyal to the Ling family because that's where their greatest interests lie. These people will not listen obediently. Those who don't listen don't need to exist. Qing Wang beckoned with her hand and said, "Not bad." Fu Shang obediently came closer and lowered his head for Qing Wang to pat his head. Continue to work hard in the future. This princess is very satisfied with your abilities. Fu Shang looked up and said, "Tonight, this subordinate would like to request an hour's leave to go to the Ling residence to get something. For now, there's no need to harm anyone. Just get the item and come back. At this critical juncture, there's no need to stir up trouble." Elsewhere, Han Yu looked at the bed and asked, "Why isn't he awake yet? Did I hit him too hard? Young Master Chu, should we give him some medicine? He has practiced martial arts before. His body is strong. You don't need to worry too much. It's just that from years of researching and handling poisons, his complexion doesn't look like a normal person's. Since he's a martial artist, he should be able to withstand frequent torment. I feel that he needs a chain now. It doesn't need to be too heavy. 40 kilograms should be enough." From outside, Fu Shang rushed in like a gust of wind, throwing out some items. Then he said, "These are things I found in Ling Jing's room. This is really something." After seeing that painting, Han Yu walked straight to Ling Jing and said with disgust, "This young master is handsome and has a beautiful heart, so I won't abuse you too excessively. I'll just use your own methods on you, tenfold." Ling Jing could only mumble and squirm. Ling Chuan, holding a medicine vial, said, "Which one you will take off his clothes? Only then can I proceed to the next step." Han Yu took a handkerchief to wipe his hands and replied, "This young master likes to be clean and doesn't want to get dirty." When Zhan refused, "I'm a scholar. I cannot do something like taking off another person's clothes." Qi Ling was no exception. "How can a proper young master like me do such a thing?" Shen Zhongjin just said, "This Shun's hand has been hurting a little recently." Then Ling Chuan turned back and named a price. 1,000 taels. Shen Zhongjin immediately rolled up his sleeves and quickly replied, "Deal. Stand back." When Zhan said regretfully, "Young Master Chu should have mentioned the silver earlier. Even a scholar like me could make an exception." Qi Ling lowered the price. "I only need 500 taels. Will young Master Chu reconsider?" Shen Zhongjin pulled Ling Jing up. He could only mumble incoherently. Then, with a rip, the clothes were instantly torn to shreds. Shen Zhongjin said gleefully, "A gentleman's word is his bond. How can you go back on your word? You guys should give up. Young Master Chu, 1,000 taels, it's a deal." Chu Lingchuan brought the medicine over and said, "If young Master Ling always wants to torment others, then today, have a taste of this soul-destroying experience. I guarantee it will be something you'll never forget in this lifetime." Scene change. After returning, Fu Shang thought with displeasure. Ling Jing dared to have such filthy thoughts about Her Highness. Just for thinking it, he deserves to die 10,000 times. Qing Wang heard this and became curious. "He's not quite right tonight." And she asked in a bad mood, "What did you discover at the Ling residence tonight?" Fu Shang immediately sat up. This subordinate does not want to say. To speak of Ling Jing's thoughts would dirty your ears. If you don't want to say it, then don't. The others will take good care of Ling Jing. You don't need to pay him too much mind. This princess has noticed that you don't seem to be shivering anymore these past 2 nights. Fu Shang worried. "If I say I'm not cold anymore, will Master send me away?" Then he said, "This subordinate doesn't remember clearly what happens after falling asleep, but I don't feel hot under the blanket. Does that mean I can continue to sleep on Master's bed?" Hearing this, Qing Wang said. If that's the case, then continue using the blanket. Yes. Do you know what it means for a man to sleep in this princess's bed? Does master want to kick me off the bed? This subordinate has always abided by the rules. I will go to the shadow pavilion to receive punishment first thing tomorrow morning. Qing Wang lifted Fu Shang's face and said, the 5 male consorts in this princess's rear court have not yet had the chance to sleep in this princess's bed. In the rear court, this act is called attending the bed. While Fu Shang was still stammering this subordinate, Qing Wang flopped down, closed her eyes, and said, sleep. Fu Shang could only blush and whisper to himself, this subordinate is willing to attend the bed every day. At Gongquan Palace, a mama ran in holding the invitations and said, your ladyship, the invitations cannot be sent out. His Majesty has just issued a confinement order forbidding the palace staff of the consorts from going out. Consort Duan worried. Could it be that the emperor wants to do something to the Ling family? In the imperial court, the emperor said, this afternoon, we have a very important matter. General Ling thought to himself, the emperor must have known about the grand princess's matter. So what is his attitude? At this moment, a soldier carrying an urgent message ran in. Report. There is an urgent report from the 800-li border. In the northwest, at Jinghu Mountain, someone has gathered more than 80,000 troops and started a rebellion. We request His Majesty's instructions. Present the memorial. Hearing this, the 5th prince thought, the Ling family holds great military power, but hasn't gone to war in a long time. If they can lead the troops to quell the rebellion this time, their status will rise in an instant. The emperor read the memorial and shouted, truly audacious. We will absolutely not forgive this. Which of you will volunteer to go to the northwest to quell the rebellion? Chu Qingzheng quickly spoke up. General Ling is the #1 general of West Qi. Your child subject suggests that General Ling lead the troops to quell the rebellion. General Ling, however, was puzzled. 80,000 soldiers rebelling? Why haven't I received this news? General Ling, are you willing to go to the northwest to suppress the rebellion? Reporting to your Majesty, your subject is willing. Perhaps the emperor does not hold a grudge against the Ling family over the matter of the eldest princess. Regardless, for the Ling family to be able to achieve military merits is a heaven-sent opportunity. In that case, you will lead the entire army and set out early tomorrow morning, heading towards Jinghu Mountain in the northwest. We will give you 3 months' time. You must capture the rebels all in one fell swoop. Your subject obeys the decree. At the Ling residence, was an elder brother fine in the palace this morning? How is it that just after receiving the imperial decree to go out and suppress the rebellion, he is now sick and bedridden? The emperor has arrived. Long live my emperor. Long live, long, long live. What happened to General Ling? Weren't you fine this morning? Reporting to your Majesty, your subject felt a sharp, painful ache in his lungs as soon as he returned to the residence. After lunch, he suddenly coughed up blood and couldn't even stand up. The imperial physician is worried. Reporting to your Majesty, your subject's medical skills are not refined. I truly cannot detect anything abnormal in General Ling's pulse. He anxiously tried to get up. No trauma, no hereditary illness, and it doesn't seem like poisoning. The emperor will surely suspect that I don't want to dispatch the troops, which is why I've suddenly feigned illness at this time. General Ling anxiously tried to get up but fell straight to the ground. In that case, if General Ling cannot lead the troops for the rebellion matter, who should be sent? Your Majesty, your subject feels that Her Highness the eldest princess is skilled in both literary and martial arts, and her formidable combat strength makes her suitable for the role. At this moment, as Qing Wang was about to enter the hall, Hong Yu stopped her. The situation inside the hall is not good. It's better if Your Highness doesn't go in. I'm afraid it will dirty Your Highness's eyes. Inside the room, Ling Jing lay on the ground, trembling. It's that damn bitch. I should have done it long ago. Gouge out that slut's eyes, break her tendons and meridians, make her crawl on the ground like a cripple. Someone spoke from outside the door. Your Highness, Eunuch Chun has arrived to announce the imperial decree. Ling Jing was secretly overjoyed. The matter must have reached the palace. I'm about to be saved. Qing Wang turned to leave and gave an order. Break the tendons in his hands and feet and make him crawl on the ground like a dog. Don't kill him. You must keep him alive. This princess wants him to witness with his own eyes the complete annihilation of the Ling family. The Holy Emperor has decreed eldest princess Chu Qing Wang is to temporarily take command of the silver-armored army soldiers and set out a little early the day after tomorrow to go to Jinghu Mountain to suppress the rebellion. Your child subject obeys the decree. The Holy Emperor also specially gifted the flood dragon whip to your highness. Your highness, see if you like it or not. Qing Wang accepted it and said, then tonight, I will let it taste blood for the first time. The next day, at the Shishan barracks, Left General Wei Feng, holding a spear, said, for over 20 years, the Silver Armored Army has only obeyed General Ling's orders. We are only loyal to General Ling. The Silver Armored Army is only loyal to General Ling. We only obey General Ling's orders. The Silver Armored Army is only loyal to General Ling. We only obey General Ling's orders. Fu Shang, bow, an arrow. Fu Shang immediately leaped up. The left general watched in admiration. Such fast movement technique. As Fu Shang brought the bow and arrow to Qing Wang, Right General Ing Li Dong said, the bows in this military barracks are not something a woman can use. The eldest princess shouldn't injure herself. Qing Wang forcefully drew the bow and aimed it towards him. Ing Li Dong suddenly asked, who does Her Highness the eldest princess intend to kill? Then he raised his hand and shouted, putting on a show of force is useless. The Silver Armored Army is only loyal to General Ling. We only obey General Ling's orders. The soldiers immediately chanted along. The Silver Armored Army is only loyal to General Ling. We only obey General Ling's orders. Qing Wang decisively fired 2 shots, thwack thwack, then said, General Wei and General Ing openly defied orders and sowed discord among the troops. They are to be punished for the crime of treason, their entire households executed, and their 9 familial clans exterminated. This princess is eldest princess Chu Qing Wang of West Qi. Today, by order of my emperor, I have come to take over the military command of the Silver Armored Army, to fight and quell the rebellion, to bring peace and stability to the borders of West Qi. If there is anyone else who joined the army but does not wish to protect the nation, step forward. This princess will have your 9 clans tell you who the master you should be loyal to is. Prime Minister Ling was so angry he vomited blood. Chu Qing Wang killed General Wei and the left general, and also eliminated generals with connections to the Ling family. The Ling family will probably be the next Feng family. Father is ill, and now this has happened. You must take care of your health. The illness is just a play because the emperor is in a hurry to take the Ling family's military authority. Tell them not to brew the medicine, and the doctor doesn't need to come either. I want to see if the emperor will really burn the bridge after crossing it and kill me. The Ling family helped him stabilize the nation. If he now wants to hunt down and kill the Ling family, I hold his fatal secret. Father, what you mean is, Ling Anxing closed his eyes in annoyance and waved his hand, saying, for now, it's best to show goodwill. Tomorrow morning, you prepare a gift and go to the eldest princess's residence to offer an apology to Chu Qing Wang. Say that the Ling family was in the wrong last time, and from now on, the Ling family and the princess's residence will be relatives. We will no longer speak of the marriage matter. After returning, Qing Wang said to Fu Shang, this princess successfully took the great authority of the Silver Armored Army. Why do you look unhappy? Fu Shang blamed himself. This subordinate feels that I am incompetent. He thought to himself, today at the barracks, shooting the 2 top generals, reorganizing the troops, it was all done by Master herself. As her personal shadow guard, I was of no use at all. Qing Wang heard Fu Shang's thoughts and replied, to take over the Silver Armored Army today, this princess needed them to submit, so I could only do it myself. The effect would not have been the same if someone else did it. Why are the thoughts of this little shadow guard so heavy? Master is wise, but in the end, I couldn't help at all, like a useless person. Qing Wang then patted his head. He's really hard to coax. This princess is tired. You come and give this princess a massage. This princess holds military power. In the future, anything I'm too lazy to do myself, I'll leave it all to you. Fu Shang's face lit up upon hearing this. Qing Wang continued, I feel at ease leaving it to you. You have good skills. This princess even wants to let you hold a position in the barracks. However, if you enter the barracks, you can't be by this princess's side all day. Fu Shang's eyes immediately drooped. This subordinate is a shadow guard. I cannot leave Master's sight. If Master needs a general, you can make Qi Ling the left general. He is the son of the king who pacifies the north, grew up in the barracks, is skilled in both literary and martial arts, and is well versed in military strategy. The rear court will be a bit quieter. Are you teaching this princess how to do things? Fu Shang immediately knelt down. This subordinate overstepped. I ask Master to punish me. If this princess tells Qi Ling, if he has the might of a great general, this matter won't be good. You have the merit of recommending someone. This princess should reward you. What do you want? This subordinate does not want a reward. Qing Wang then lifted Fu Shang's chin. Really don't want one? Fu Shang was dazed for a moment, then said, this subordinate wants to play chess with the princess. Qing Wang recalled teaching him before. They had played a lot. Then said, your chess skill is too superb now. This princess will teach you something else. Fu Shang happily asked what. At this moment, a servant also brought in the food. Master, it is time to dine. Fu Shang's face flushed red as he thought, as long as Master teaches me personally, I am willing to learn anything. That night, Qing Wang was reading a book when Fu Shang approached and said, Master, it's time to sleep. Qing Wang looked at Fu Shang's drowsy appearance and said, using a honey trap on this princess. Fu Shang hastily replied, this subordinate is a shadow guard, not a handsome man. Then, embarrassed, he said in a low voice, if Master wants this subordinate to be a consort, this subordinate is also willing. Qing Wang lay down, pulled up the blanket, and teased, competing for favor with the men in the rear court? It's late, go to sleep. Fu Shang was dazed and thought, they probably can't compete with me. I am always by Master's side, and I'm better at fighting than them. But if Master wants me to leave, it would only take a word. But I will be very obedient. The men in the rear court are all two-faced and noisy. I will absolutely not be like them. Qing Wang, lying beside him, smiled. What is he thinking? So cute. Whatever Master tells me to do, I will absolutely not disobey. That night, after falling fast asleep, Qing Wang ended up completely in Fu Shang's arms. When she woke up, she thought hazily, what did he do while I was asleep? Why are we in this position? Is this how you compete for favor? At this moment, Fu Shang also opened his eyes. The two of them stared at each other, saying not a word. He's not like the emotionless shadow guard from before. Is this change good or bad? This subordinate has offended Master. My crime is worthy of 10,000 deaths. Qing Wang thought to herself, pitying his circumstances from the very beginning. Perhaps he has been getting closer step by step. Fu Shang nervously explained, this subordinate only wanted to be a little closer to Master. I would never intentionally offend Master. This subordinate did nothing. I beg Master to see clearly. Qing Wang frowned and thought to herself, this intimacy has long since crossed the rules and duties between master and servant. She asked Fu Shang, do you still remember your status? Fu Shang froze for 3 seconds, quickly got off the bed and knelt down. This subordinate deserves to die. Seeing him cowering and trembling like a puppy, Qing Wang sighed. Forget it. I'll give you the time it takes for a pot of tea to bathe. Later, bring my wooden zither here. Today, this princess will teach you a technique that uses sound to manipulate qi, capable of killing from a distance without leaving a trace. Qing Wang reluctantly explained to herself, although there must be the rules that should exist between master and servant. However, training a shadow guard, teaching him to be proficient in martial arts, is also acceptable. The other brother consorts were resentful and openly dissatisfied. Her Highness is teaching Fu Shang the zither. Her Highness is so biased. Why doesn't she teach me? Wenjian glanced over at Hanyu. Go demand fairness from Her Highness. Why don't you go demand fairness from Feng Zhijin? Why should I compare myself to him? Chu Lingchuan appeared thoughtful and then judged. Her Highness wouldn't have fallen for the shadow guard, would she? So noisy, it's making this princess's ears itch. All of you, shut up for this princess. Qi Ling, stay. The rest of you kneel. Your Highness has instructions. I heard you are skilled in both literary and martial arts, and your specialty is managing troops. This princess wants you to join the silver-armored army. Qi Ling wondered to himself. Heard? Heard from whom? But it's just that your Highness has only just gotten the military authority of the silver-armored army in your hands. This is the time to establish your own authority, and besides, suppressing the rebellion is urgent. There is no rebellion. The news of a rebellion at Jinghu Mountain is false. The purpose was to make the Ling family hand over military authority to me. Qing Wang said while turning back and forth to examine Fu Shang. Wrong. She even whipped Fu Shang with a rope whip. Therefore, in the coming time, I will not lead the troops to suppress a rebellion, but will train the silver-armored army. You go back and create a detailed training plan and give it to me tomorrow. Besides this, you must also pay attention to the other generals. Keep the talented ones and get rid of the useless ones. Yes, but why does your highness trust me? You are the one Fu Shang recommended. Qi Ling thought to himself, so I should thank Fu Shang? Suddenly, a subordinate rushed in. Your Highness, the fifth prince has brought people and wants to storm the princess's residence. Please decide, Your Highness. Let him in. If he wants to add fuel to the fire, I will give him a chance. Fu Shang, tell someone to inform the head of the Shadow Pavilion that the fifth prince is leading people to storm the princess's residence. Tell the head of the Shadow Pavilion to report it to the emperor. After giving the order, Qing Wang sat down and thought to herself, I should still move against the Ling family quickly. The fifth prince's face had not yet been seen, but his sharp voice already rang out. Chu Qing Wang, what are you crazy about? Seizing our uncle's military authority and even killing the great generals under his command. Do you want to rebel? Qing Wang calmly poured tea and said, Father Emperor decreed for me to take over the silver-armored army. You lead people to my residence acting arrogantly. What do you want? The fifth prince said angrily, I came to hold you accountable. The Ling family is our maternal family. The two generals were supporters of the Ling family clan. You can't distinguish between friend and foe. You're crazy. I think your screaming appearance right now is what's crazy. Chu Tianzheng, you are truly a fool. They openly defied an imperial decree. They are traitors. Even if I didn't kill them, Father Emperor would have killed them. Qing Wang thought to herself, the monarch is weak and the ministers are strong. A court with such a long-standing malady must be purged. He shouted again, as long as you don't say anything, how would Father Emperor know what happened in the army? They are not traitorous ministers. Qing Wang sneered inwardly. But Chu Tianzheng doesn't understand. Consort Duan is his mother, yet she doesn't know what kind of person he is to tell him to fight for power. If the Shadow Pavilion works fast, the Emperor's people should be arriving soon. She then said, you shouldn't have come today. Before he could finish his retort, he whipped around at the sound of a call from outside the door. Your Highness, the fifth prince. The Emperor has ordered the immediate return of the fifth prince to the palace. He turned to Qing Wang and asked, you reported me to Father Emperor? Go back to the palace and explain to Father Emperor. If Father Emperor orders you to be punished, I will plead for you. The Emperor's personal guard said, this subject will report today's events to His Majesty. He thought to himself, this will definitely get the fifth prince punished. Chu Qing Wang, you are unfilial, an ungrateful wretch, vicious, a plague. Qing Wang turned to Fu Shang. Am I being too vicious? Master is not vicious. Master is the gentlest master in the world. Even Qing Huang doubted herself and wondered inwardly, am I gentle? Perhaps compared to that other person, I can be considered gentle with him. Qing Huang blushed, a subtle smile on her lips, and said, continue refining the pills. Afterwards, at Shinkun Palace, the fifth prince knelt before the emperor and tried to explain. Your child subject knows his mistake. Father Emperor, please listen to your child subject's explanation. Your child subject was just. The emperor frowned and shouted, just what? Just that she touched your uncle's troops, affecting your fight for power. Drag him out and give him 50 strokes of the rod. Please forgive her child subject, Father Emperor. Your child subject did not do it on purpose. Your child subject truly did not mean to criticize Seventh Sister. Father Emperor, your child subject has been wronged. The emperor rested his hand on his forehead, annoyed. In this entire court, only Qing Huang can do things for me now. This idiot daring to storm the eldest princess's residence to hold her accountable is truly seeking death. Donghai, tell Qing Wang to come to the palace. Qing Wang has just been wronged. Tell Consort Duan to go comfort her. Donghai replied yes, then smiled wryly to himself. Her ladyship Consort Duan, comforting the eldest princess. What does the emperor mean by this? Princess's residence. Go pay respects to her ladyship Consort Duan. This is Father Emperor's intention. You go back and report to Father Emperor. Tomorrow morning, I will go pay my respects to Consort Duan. Qing Wang knew full well that Consort Duan was not one to endure grievances. Arranging for me to meet her now can only be to create a rift to cause conflict. Qing Wang let out a long sigh. The emperor doesn't want to keep the Ling family around for even one more day. Truly ruthless. Fu Shang was inwardly furious about Ling Jing hiding that painting, an unforgivable crime. Fu Shang then asked, Master, you don't want to make a move? Qing Wang said that one of Ling Anqing's subordinates is skilled skilled in mechanisms. He created an 8-door lock for the Ling family's treasury. I must obtain these keys to be able to confiscate their assets. Qing Wang said this, then inwardly wondered about Fu Shang's earlier thought. Ling Jing, a painting. What painting? Fu Shang frowned and said with complete confidence, "This subordinate will go get the keys tonight. The people of the Ling family all deserve to die." Qing Wang was still curious about what painting Fu Shang was talking about. I also wonder how Ling Jing is doing in the hands of those people. Shen Zhongjin sat imposingly on a chair with a rope whip in his hand, while Ling Jing crawled on the ground. He said, "Little slave Ling, climb up here." Ling Jing was currently no different from a dog being oppressed and tortured by the male consorts. Qing Wang thought to herself, the second son of the Ling family always took pleasure in tormenting others. When he himself is tormented, he is subdued so quickly without a hint of his former arrogance. He is truly reaping what he sowed. When Chu Lingxuan saw her, he asked, "Why has your highness come here?" He looked around and asked, "Your highness came here alone. Has Fu Shang gone out on a mission?" You all don't need to waste too much energy on him. When you're tired of playing, just dispose of him. Take the body to the Ling residence. Don't dirty my residence." She said this and turned to leave, muttering, "Fu Shang should be back by now. Your highness seems to treat Fu Shang a little specially." She turned back and asked, "What are you trying to say?" Chu Lingchuan gave a placating smile. "If your highness likes him, I'm afraid his identity might be a problem. You're overthinking it. Like, he's just my shadow guard." Just then, Fu Shang returned and said happily, "Master, the keys have been obtained." Qing Wang stared at Fu Shang and thought to herself, "He is loyal to me. I trust him. That's all." Afterwards, Her Highness the eldest princess arrived. As soon as Qing Wang stepped inside, Consort Duan spoke up. "Tianzheng was given 50 strokes by your father emperor yesterday and is still unconscious. Don't you have anything to say? He was punished because he brought it upon himself, wasn't he? You should know who to blame. I and the Ling family originally had no enmity, but you wanted to control me. Chu Tianzheng has also been protected by you to the point of having a foolish temperament. How can he live long in a royal family? Shut your mouth. I went through the hardship of giving birth to you, and today it's your turn to lecture me? If I had known back then that this day would come, I would have drowned you at birth." Qing Wang gave a faint smile. "Unfortunately, if you want to kill Chu Qing Wang now, I'm afraid you no longer can. Consort Duan, I am not your daughter. To flatter your father emperor, you won't even acknowledge your own mother. I don't need to flatter anyone. Today, I just came to inform you that I will be confiscating the Ling family's assets. A royal family always shares its glory and its ruin. With the Ling family fallen from power, do you think you will still be the high and mighty eldest princess?" Qing Wang then said, "I want to see, after the Ling family falls, just how long this position of eldest princess of mine will last." At the Ling residence, Ling Anqing casually brought out his meager assets and displayed them in the courtyard. He thought smugly to himself, the palace already knows about this. In a moment, the emperor and all the civil and military officials will arrive. That secret treasury is secure. I want to see how she will explain herself to me then, when she can't find anything. Fu Shang whispered into Qing Huang's ear. The secret treasury has been opened. Fu Feng and Fu Ying are guarding it. Qing Wang sneered inwardly. Explain to him? He's seeking his own death. No one else can save him. A eunuch entered to announce the emperor's arrival. Ling Anqing was secretly overjoyed. He's here. This subject greets your majesty. Long live the emperor, long, long live. Qing Wang felt a slight pang in her heart watching the Ling family members cry their eyes out, looking as if they had suffered a great injustice. The emperor put on an angry look and said in a loud voice, "What is this? Why are you confiscating assets all the way to the Ling residence? This is utter nonsense." But deep down, the emperor was extremely pleased and even praised Qing Wang inwardly. "Well done," Ling Anqing said in an aggrieved tone. Her Highness the Princess suddenly came, saying she had evidence of this subject's corruption, but couldn't produce any evidence and stormed into my Ling residence. "This subject is completely loyal. I beg your majesty to seek justice for me." General Feng immediately spoke up to defend the Ling family. Even the personal belongings of the women in the rear residence are placed here. How could the eldest princess humiliate the great general like this? General Ling is a first-rank great general personally appointed by your majesty. How could he not be loyal? Please, your majesty, see the truth. There's no need for everyone to be so hasty. Whether General Ling is completely loyal or I'm using my power to bully and falsely accuse him, you will all know soon enough. If I didn't have evidence, I wouldn't be wasting time at the Ling residence. She signaled for her subordinates to bring the items out. Seeing the heavy chests, General Ling couldn't help but be stunned and terrified. No, it's impossible. How could they have opened the door to the secret treasury? Where did they get the keys? The Ling family has been favored for over 20 years, receiving many stipends for creating false account books and embezzling a large amount from the National Treasury. The account books are here. I invite your majesty to inspect them. General Feng thought to himself. The Ling family held military power and were also the eldest princess's maternal relatives. Even the Ling family was defeated by the eldest princess. How can others possibly resist? How are you all, my lords, looking at me? Are you cursing me in your hearts? Or are you thinking of ways to expose my crimes, so that Father Emperor will depose me soon? We would not dare. Recently, the National Treasury has been empty. Father Emperor trusts you, my lords, and hopes you will repay that trust with loyalty. Those with money should contribute money. Those with strength should contribute strength. As subjects, being devoted to West Qi will leave you with nothing to be ashamed of. The eldest princess is devoted to the country, mighty and domineering, 1,000 years, 1,000 years. The emperor looked at Qing Wang, pleased in his heart. Excellent. Those princes stare at the throne day after day, afraid of offending important ministers. How could they have the same spirit as Qing Wang? If she were a prince, how wonderful it would be. The Ling family has deceived the monarch and embezzled enormous public funds. The evidence of their crimes is conclusive. All family assets are to be confiscated and added to the public treasury. Everyone in the Ling family is to be arrested and taken to the great prison. My beloved ministers, you have all heard that the National Treasury is short of funds recently. Each of you contribute a little. Consider a loan from us. In the future, when West Qi is prosperous, we will surely return the silver. Long live our wise emperor. 10,000 years. 10,000 years. Chu Huindyke frowned and thought to himself. Two princes have failed consecutively, and the eldest princess has blocked their achievements. What she wants is indeed that position. But how can a woman? Afterwards, Chu Huindyke took the Ling family members and locked them in the great prison. As he was leaving, Ling Anqing called out to him, "Crown Prince, I have a secret to tell you." What secret? The Empress Dowager could have enjoyed a life of luxury, but she wanted to meddle in the succession dispute, favoring Consort Feng. Do you know the reason for this? Chu Huindyke said, "Who the Empress Dowager favors is her own business. As a subject, I should not be curious." He turned to leave, but Ling Anqing grabbed his hand. The current emperor is not the Empress Dowager's biological son at all, not even of the late emperor's bloodline. Consort Feng is. Nonsense. The current emperor is an impostor, a case of swapping a leopard cat for the crown prince. Your father, Prince Vin, was the late emperor's only son. Is Crown Prince Liao not moved in the slightest? Who else knows about this? Dongshang Pavilion. Your Highness, Crown Prince Liao is arriving. Greetings to the eldest princess. Qing Wang said, the embezzled funds from the Ling family have not even been fully tallied yet, and you're so anxious that you had to come see this princess. What on earth has happened? He glanced at Fu Shang, implying it was inconvenient to speak. Qing Wang then told Fu Shang, "You may go outside and wait." She thought to herself, he came here in such a hurry, and now he wants Fu Shang to withdraw. Ling Anqing must have told him some secret. What on earth does he want to say? Fu Shang replied, "Yes." Then he worried inwardly. What matter does Master not want me to hear? Crown Prince Liao came here so suddenly. Could he have ill intentions towards Master? After Fu Shang left, Qing Wang said, "Speak." Ling Anqing told this subject something about the emperor. Let this princess guess. Did he say that Imperial Father is not of the Empress Dowager's bloodline, but Consort Feng is? Chu Huindyke's eyes widened in utter shock. She's known about this for a long time. Qing Wang continued, if this matter had happened to someone else today, you probably wouldn't have come to tell this princess. This secret, regardless of the truth, will endanger anyone who knows it. This subject only wants the house of Prince Song to avoid danger, not to be drawn into this vortex. If the house of Prince Song were to rise up, this subject knows that no matter the outcome, it would certainly not be better than the Ling families. Since it's like this, you should act as if you've never heard of this. This princess will also act as if you don't know. She thought to herself, this in Van Tuk, Chu Yuyan is truly a smart person. Chu Yuan left, and Qing Wang immediately called Fu Shang in. So it seems, back then the Empress Dowager investigated the Emperor and consort Feng. Then the Feng family is the one with a blood connection to the Emperor. This subordinate will go investigate this matter clearly. No need. This princess has her own judgment. It's just that Ling Anqing doesn't need to live. Let him commit suicide in the great prison. Fu Shang replied yes. Unexpectedly, she reached out and patted Fu Shang's head. This princess is very pleased with you. You are this princess's shadow guard. This princess will not do anything to you. You don't need to overthink it. The Empress Dowager was pondering to herself. Ever since the Feng family's incident, Rinshou Palace has truly become more and more deserted. The Emperor is also wary of me. I just don't know which way the wind is blowing outside. Empress Dowager, this slave has just learned that the Ling family was arrested by Her Highness the eldest princess. General Ling Anqing committed suicide in the great prison last night. The Empress Dowager was stunned and shouted, "What are you saying?" Just then, Qing Wang arrived. This princess has learned of an old matter. I came especially to ask the Empress Dowager for confirmation. Then Qing Wang ordered, everyone withdraw. The Empress Dowager asked, "What are you doing?" The Ling family was thrown into the great prison. Ling Anqing became the key figure. He voluntarily revealed a heaven-shattering secret. He said there's a problem with Imperial Father's bloodline. He said my Imperial Father was not born of the Empress Dowager. The Empress Dowager snapped and shouted, What nonsense is this? This princess thinks so too. Ling Anqing must be lying. But in her heart, she already had the answer. This expression seems to be real. The Empress Dowager sat down in a panic. To actually dare to lie about the Emperor's identity. She worried inwardly. It can't be. No one should know about this, right? That year, I bribed the midwife of the Feng family. The night old Madame Feng went into labor, she was taken away. Everyone who knew about it was also killed. Qing Wang thought to herself, for Ling Anqing to know this kind of secret. He is very resourceful. The Empress Dowager trembled uncontrollably. Then she regained her composure and said, this kind of baseless talk. And you still need to seek this palace's confirmation. She gnashed her teeth inwardly. If it weren't for this disaster, Chu Qing Wang, then this palace could have smoothly placed my own son on the imperial throne. The Empress Dowager waved her hand dismissively. This old one is not feeling well. You may go. Empress Dowager, rest well. Do not harm your health. Qing Wang thought to herself, I've learned what I wanted to know. There's really no need to stay longer. To avoid future trouble. Fu Shang, do you have it? Yes. It's the few sheets of scripture hand-copied by the Empress Dowager. Can you guess what this princess wants this for? If I guess correctly, can Master give this subordinate a reward? Fu Shang pondered to himself, if I had stayed in the shadows, I would surely not have long for the sunlight. But now I seem to be getting greedier. Fu Shang looked at Qing Wang, tense and stammering. This subordinate has overstepped. You can guess. Let's see if this princess will consider rewarding you. Fu Shang stepped closer. On the scripture is the Empress Dowager's handwriting. The Empress Dowager dotes on the third prince, Chu Tiandan. If she were to send a secret letter to the third prince, telling him about this matter, then the third prince would surely not have any doubts. The legitimate third prince would naturally have other ideas, but he would also become suspicious of the Feng family. Seeking his own death is only a matter of time. A few days later, your child subject greets Imperial Father. Long live. Long live 10,000 years. We have received news that the Prince of Jinbei is on his way to the capital. Regarding the matter of the princess consort being killed, have you thought of how to explain it to the Prince of Jinbei? Your child subject thinks the Prince of Jinbei is your child subject's father-in-law. He is also Imperial Father's subject. As long as your child subject sincerely apologizes. He resisted and thought to himself, apologize for what? What benefit can a dead woman bring? The Empress Dowager's secret letter was very clear. Even Imperial Father is a fake emperor. I can justifiably purge and drive Imperial Father from the dragon throne and take the throne myself. Qing Wang, standing beside him, read the third prince's thoughts and silently judged. So easy to guess, not even as smart as Fu Shang. Forget it, you may withdraw first. We have matters to discuss privately with Qing Wang. He stood up and glared sideways at Qing Wang, secretly holding a grudge. It's all because of Chu Qing Wang. after I become emperor. Thinking this, the third prince left. The emperor sighed in frustration. The prince of Jinbei has raised tens of thousands of soldiers in his fiefdom. If this cannot be handled properly this time, I fear the consequences will be immeasurable. I also don't know what Tian Dan is thinking. Qing Wang silently mused, thinking of how to pull you down and sit on the golden throne himself. Qing Wang, what you said before, that within 3 months, an envoy from Dongling would come to West Qi to pay tribute. She said with certainty, in just over a month at most. The envoy from Dongling will bring a letter of visit. Imperial father need not worry. Your child subject does what she says. Afterwards, Qing Wang returned to her residence in a palanquin with Fu Shang. She said that after seeing the secret letter the other day, Chu Tian Dan has been restless. Master is brilliant and divine. Your guess was also very accurate. What reward do you want? This subordinate hasn't finished thinking. This subordinate only wants to be forever loyal by Master's side. Then he thought to himself, I was hot-headed at that moment and asked Master for a reward. Qing Wang asked if one day this princess suddenly reverts to her former temperament. Tyrannical and fickle, cold-blooded and ruthless. Beating you. Fu Shang, would you still be loyal to this princess? Qing Wang leaned close to his ear, pressing for an answer. Fu Shang was bewildered, breaking out in a sweat. Master wouldn't. You wouldn't. Anything is possible. If that really happens in the future. Fu Shang, I order you to be allowed to strike this princess. Even kill this princess. Fu Shang said. On the verge of tears, this subordinate would not. Then he thought, I can't kill her. After killing Master, I will die. That day after waking up, Master changed into a different person. Fundamentally not like before. No trace, no evidence. It's strange. But I know they're not the same person. Qing Wang was inwardly surprised, so he knew long ago. She gave a gentle smile, reaching out to pat his head, and said, Fu Shang, if you haven't thought of a reward, this princess will tell you a secret. Fu Shang blushed, secretly delighted. Master's secret? You must know that in this world, Dongling is the strongest nation. This subordinate has some understanding. Then tell me. Previously, Dongling was ruled by a female emperor. The Prince Regent managed the military. The states of Yu and Wu submitted, and West Qi paid tribute. Dongling had strong soldiers and powerful generals, and the people lived in peace. The female emperor of Dongling had 2 sons and 1 daughter. The eldest son is the current emperor. The second son is the Prince of War, who holds military power. The 2 brothers had a very good relationship, but that daughter, after the crown prince, ascended the throne. The Prince Regent abdicated and left the palace with the heir apparent. They traveled the world, and there has been no news of them since. Upon hearing this, Qing Wang whispered, the intelligence your assassins possess is not bad. When a little princess of Dongling was born, the emperor of the Wu kingdom, who is now the King Wu of Dongling, was in office. He was proficient in the art of divination. He calculated that the princess would face a calamity in her life. He said the little princess would not live past the age of 20, that she would die in that calamity. Fu Shang was stunned, silently realizing. Master is. Qing Wang spoke again, yes and no. She died at 17, having never liked anyone. After speaking, she turned to ask, have you figured it out? The current son of heaven of Dongling is my older brother. The abdicated Her Majesty the Empress and the Regent Prince are my father and mother. Dongling is my country. This subordinate is a shadow guard of the West Qi royal family. Is Master not afraid that this subordinate will reveal this matter? Fu Shang thought to himself, a proper shadow guard will be loyal to one master for a lifetime. Qing Wang looked at him with sparkling eyes and asked, what will you do? Fu Shang was flustered. This subordinate will not. I will never. He thought to himself, but now I clearly know that Master has changed. Yet I only hope that the person from before will never return. Qing Wang rested her chin on her hand and continued to ask, so what if this palace wants to be the emperor of West Qi? Fu Shang knelt down and said decisively, this subordinate swears to be loyal to Master until death. I will spare no effort to assist Master in ascending the throne. Yugong Palace, Your Majesty, Her Ladyship Consort Duan has been waiting for you for a long time. The emperor sighed with regret. Consort Duan has been by our side all these years. But she has also ended up in this situation. It's not that we dislike her. But the Ling family's actions were utterly treasonous. Your Majesty, this subject deserves death. Let the matter of the Ling family end here. We will not extend the blame to you and Tian Tran. You may go back. The Ling family has no heir in this generation. Ling Jing's fate is also unknown. This consort wishes to ask your Majesty to let Ling Yin leave behind a descendant, to also leave this consort dream to hold on to. Is that possible? What does that leave our face? If we grant them this, how can we command respect in the future? Do you see the nation's laws as mere decoration? You are devoted to Tian Tran, to the Ling family. But how have you treated Qing Wang all these years? How did your two nephews offend Qing Wang? With such favoritism, her ladyship consort Duan should reflect on herself. Men, escort consort Duan back. Chu Tian Kok, the empress's second son. The Ling family affair had a very bad impact, but the emperor did not demote consort Duan. It's unclear if it's due to his affection for the eldest princess or if he hasn't gotten over consort Duan. The second prince's subordinate believes that even if there are still feelings with the loss of the Ling family, Chu Tian Tran has also lost the ability to contend for the throne. On the contrary, there is his third highness, although demoted to a commandery prince. But tomorrow is the Empress Dowager's birthday banquet. If the commandery prince's residence takes the opportunity to meet noble consort Feng. What noble consort Feng? She is now Feng Jiaoyi. Yes, this subordinate misspoke. In the beginning, noble consort Feng was demoted to Feng Jiaoyi for offending Chu Qing Wang. The emperor needs Chu Qing Wang at the moment. How could he let a good-for-nothing make her unhappy? If he causes a scene at the banquet tomorrow and angers Chu Qing Wang, that would be even better. He might even be sent to the cold palace and never get out for the rest of his life. At Dongshan Pavilion in the princess's residence, Qing Wang and Fu Shang were practicing martial arts. Unfortunately, she lost her balance and fell backward. Fu Shang frantically rushed forward, wrapping his arms around her to catch her. The close proximity made them both freeze for a moment. Qing Wang looked at Fu Shang and thought to herself, he's becoming more and more imposing. Suddenly, a voice called out, "Your Highness." Fu Shang quickly separated from Qing Wang. "Your Highness, do I look beautiful dressed like this?" Qing Wang was silently exasperated. "Where is Hong Yu causing a scene again? If your Highness likes people who wear black clothes, then I won't wear red anymore. I'll switch to black too. Can your Highness favor me?" Suddenly, Hong Yu's face stiffened as Fu Shang blocked him. "Fu Shang, you are insolent. Without permission, you cannot approach the master on your own, otherwise it will be considered as having ill intentions. Your Highness, Fu Shang is becoming arrogant with your favor. Your Highness cannot let him go unmanaged. Is there anything else? If not, go back. I heard that tomorrow is the Empress Dowager's birthday banquet. I have a gift I want to give your Highness. Your Highness can take this gift as a present for the Empress Dowager. The Empress Dowager will definitely like it very much." It was a spirit beast that looked very much like a cat. Suddenly, it spoke. "Your Highness is mighty. Your Highness is mighty." Hong Yu said this spirit beast is only 6 months old and knows a few simple phrases. It has intelligence. It took me a lot of effort to raise it so well. Qing Wang asked with curiosity, "Such a painstakingly raised little spirit beast. Why are you giving it to me to gift to the Empress Dowager?" Hong Yu smirked. "Gifting it to her doesn't mean it's hers. I just want to let this little one go find some fun at the Empress's and Empress Dowager's place." Later at Rinshou Palace, Qing Wang entered and paid her respects. "I respectfully wish the Empress Dowager blessings as vast as the Eastern Sea and longevity as high as the Southern Mountains. A few days ago, your grandchild obtained a pet and felt it was very cute. So today, I am presenting it as a gift to the Empress Dowager." As soon as the spirit beast was placed on the table, it began to chatter. "Empress Dowager, 1,000 years. Empress Dowager, 1,000 years." The Emperor and the Empress Dowager were both very surprised. We've heard of parrots speaking human language before, but never seen another pet that could speak human language. Did you speak? It spoke again. "Happiness and health, happiness and health. May all your wishes come true. May all your wishes come true." Then it whispered, "Long live the princess. Long live the princess." Qing Wang was stunned. What did it say? It was Hong Yu who taught it. Only I can hear this sentence. This little one is really interesting. Today's family banquet is really interesting. Today is Mother's birthday. The Empress and the consorts will surely want to coax the Empress Dowager to make her happy. The Empress Dowager beamed. As long as the Emperor is diligent and loves the people and the harem is stable and harmonious, this Dowager is satisfied. But her inner thoughts were the opposite of her outward appearance. Happy? My daughter is in the cold palace. How can I be happy? The Empress Dowager asked. This Dowager hasn't seen Yi Ling in a long time. How has she been recently? The imperial physician said Yi Ling needs to rest quietly and cannot be disturbed casually. Mother need not worry. Yi Ling is our daughter after all. We will not mistreat her. The third prince was silently resentful. Daughter, but in the end, you still cannot be fair. Qing Wang, sitting opposite him, understood what he was thinking. She thought to herself, it's all just probing and cursing, nothing worth listening to. He frowned again, complaining and cursing in his heart. Even when the Empress Dowager speaks up, I can't see my mother and Yi Ling. It's all because of Qing Wang, that bitch. Bitch. Suddenly a voice rang out. You're the bitch. Chu Tiandan is a bitch. The third prince flew into a rage, stood up, pointed at Qing Wang and shouted, You're the bitch. Seeing this, everyone was utterly shocked. The emperor also frowned and asked, What did you say? Imperial father, it was seventh sister who cursed me first. Qing Wang cursed you. Why didn't we hear it? Why didn't the Empress Dowager and the Empress hear it? Qing Wang put on a bewildered expression. Did I speak? Tiandan, sit down and eat. What nonsense are you talking about? A mocking laugh echoed in his ear again. Ha ha, ha ha, serves you right, serves you right. The third prince went mad with anger and roared, You shut your mouth for me. Tiandan, is he telling this dowager to shut up? The emperor could not tolerate it any longer and ordered, Men, the third prince has suddenly gone mad. Take him outside and give him 30 strokes of the cane. We want to see how long he can stay mad. The voice continued to ring out. Bitch, bitch, Chu Tiandan, you're a bitch. 30 strokes of the cane, ha. You're the bitch. Who is playing tricks on me? Chu Qingwang, was it you? Why are you looking at this palace? Today is the Empress Dowager's birthday banquet. This palace will not bicker with him. The Empress Dowager looked at her with suspicion. Why is she so patient today? And Tiandan's baseless madness. The Empress Dowager narrowed her eyes at the cat. Could it be it? Then she suddenly saw the cat sleeping soundly and friendly. The Empress Dowager asked herself, What am I thinking? Although this pet knows how to speak human language, everyone heard it. It wouldn't be that only Tiandan went mad. At this moment, the Empress said, Qing Wang, although I don't know why Tiandan always targets you, but now that you're the eldest princess, can you not bicker with him? I will not bicker with him. The Empress and the second prince exchanged a look. This is the time to win over Chu Qingwang. The Empress immediately put on a social smile. Your Majesty, Qingwang has been wronged today. How about a reward? Before she could finish, Qingwang stood up abruptly. Your child subject is full. Your child subject wants to make a trip to the military barracks and can no longer accompany the Empress Dowager and Imperial Father here. Your child subject takes my leave. Imperial Father does not need to worry about your child subject. Your child subject will not bicker with him. At Dongshang Pavilion, Qing Wang told Fu Shang, I didn't eat my fill in the palace just now. You eat a little more, then come with this palace to the military barracks. Qi Ling walked in and asked, Your Highness summoned me. Does your Highness feel there is something wrong with the management of the Silver Armor Army? Your father is coming to the capital. Your older brother Qi Yun is also coming along. This palace wants you to go and represent us in welcoming them and take over the great power of the Prince of Jinbei. At that time, this palace will directly control the Silver Armor Army and will frequently supervise the troops. Only then will they know who they should listen to. If your Highness has a command, Qi Ling would jump into a sea of fire without hesitation. West Qi is rotten from top to bottom, from the noble families to the princes. Hong Yu ran in again cheerfully. Your Highness, did Bauer perform a meritorious service? Was it very lively in the palace today? Indeed, a meritorious service was performed. Bauer is truly amazing. It wasn't a waste to raise it for so long. Qing Wang said, The credit can be counted as yours. What reward do you want? Hong Yu quickly replied, Let me attend your bed. Fu Shang dropped his chopsticks and shot a murderous glare at Hong Yu. Hong Yu then said, The duty of a male attendant is to serve your Highness, occasionally compete for favor, be jealous, and coax your Highness to be happy. But the duty of Shadow Guard is to protect your Highness and act upon your Highness's orders. A proper Shadow Guard should not have feelings, but you, Fu Shang, you don't have feelings for her Highness, do you? The tense atmosphere was broken by Qi Ling coughing a few times. Hong Yu turned to ask, What are you coughing for? Qi Ling grabbed Hong Yu and said with a strained smile, "Your Highness, we will take our leave first." Qing Wang thought to herself, "You run fast." Then she turned to see Fu Shang kneeling and was stunned. This subordinate deserves death. Fu Shang secretly realized his feelings for his master were affection. "Why do you deserve death?" Hong Yu hit the mark. "Do you really like this palace?" "This subordinate deserves death." Hong Yu is not wrong. The leader of the Shadow Pavilion should be impervious to beauty. However, this palace's status is noble, my appearance is beautiful, my abilities are great, and my aura is extraordinary. You are with this palace like a shadow, so it's normal for you to like this palace. Yes, I like Master. But Hong Yu is not wrong. This is a great transgression. The rule of the Shadow Pavilion is to be punished by torture for 7 times 7, 49 days. However, this palace can be lenient with you and allow you to like this palace. Fu Shang was extremely surprised in his heart. Master doesn't intend to punish me? Qing Wang then told him to get up and eat. Haven't I told you before? As long as it's something this palace allows, you can do it. If you truly like this palace, then just like me. You are not allowed to change your heart easily. You are not allowed to like other women. This subordinate will not. This subordinate is full. You're full. Let's go to the military barracks. Fu Shang walked behind her, thinking to himself, Master allows me to like her, allows me to be by her side. But what if Master gets married? What if she has a prince consort? Suddenly, Qing Wang called Fu Shang. She raised her hand to hold Fu Shang's face and said, "This palace will not have a prince consort and can also let you stay by my side forever, so you don't need to think about nonsense." Fu Shang blushed shyly and wondered to himself, "Does Master know what I'm thinking?" Your mood is written all over your face. It's not hard for this palace to guess. From now on, you don't need to worry about what others say. This palace says I need you, and I will always need you. Fu Shang was overjoyed upon hearing this. No matter what others say, Fu Shang only listens to Master's words. At this moment, Hong Yu is lying down and sighing. "Ah, my highness is as beautiful as a flower, loved by all who see her, making flowers bloom in her presence. It seems she's been hooked by a little wolf cub." Chu Lingchuan, sitting next to him, asked, "How do you know so clearly?" Hong Yu replied confidently, "You have to trust my intuition. Didn't you figure out first?" The son of Prince Yu of Dongling, Zhan Rua, Zhan Hong Yu. Hong Yu put on a charming demeanor and said, "Young Master Chu, great diviner Chu, I wanted to maintain a sense of mystery. A leisurely day like today will probably be rare in the future. Wen Zhan wants to become an official with the title of top scholar. Qi Ling is about to take over the fiefdom and military power of the Prince of Jinbei. The account books under my hand also need to be dealt with. These younger sons, what that person gave them was not the power they should have. They will naturally help Her Highness, the eldest princess, with her grand plan. As for Fu Shang, his skills are extraordinary, he is loyal and dedicated, but his status is not worthy of Her Highness. But if Her Highness likes him, it's meaningless for those around her to say he's unworthy 100 times." Evening at Dongshang Pavilion. Today's matter with Chu Tiandan will surely make many parties suspicious. Hong Yu's little pet is rare and strange. No one in the imperial city knows about it, so they won't be able to say that this palace was just sitting by and watching the tigers fight. Suddenly, a hand stroked her head. "Fu Shang, your guts are getting bigger and bigger, aren't they?" This subordinate saw that Master had a headache. "The massage is quite comfortable. From now on, massage this palace every night." Fu Shang immediately replied, "Yes." Inwardly excited, it was more than he could ask for. Suddenly, Qing Wang turned back, touched Fu Shang's collar, and asked, "This palace remembers that your body gets very cold every night after you fall asleep. Why isn't it like that before you sleep? Are you nervous?" Fu Shang blushed shyly, not nervous. Fu Shang thought to himself, "It's just that my body is used in martial arts. I can't let others get close easily, but this is Master." Unexpectedly, Qing Wang slipped her hand in and touched Fu Shang's skin. Although it's better than the cold body after sleeping, but this body is still cool to the touch. "Why are you so nervous?" "I'm not going to eat you, but can you take your hand out before saying that? How can I not be nervous when you keep touching me like this? From now on, you must slowly get used to this palace's actions. No resistance, understand?" After speaking, she lay down. "Go to sleep. What did this palace just teach you?" Fu Shang's face was as red as a chili pepper. "This subordinate's life belongs to Master. Even if Master takes liberties with me, I am willing. Qing Wang propped up her chin, played with Fu Shang's hair, and thought to herself, "That's the scent of petals from the Twin Lake. Clearly strong and inviolable on the outside, but in front of this palace, he's as obedient as a cat." Then she lay down and ordered, "Go to sleep." Is this the feeling of superiority, the desire for glory? This palace is indeed a vain woman. At Changchun Palace, a mama came in to report to the empress that the Empress Dowager had sent an imperial physician to the commandery prince of Jin's residence. The commandery prince of Jin suddenly went mad. The cause is unknown. It's very similar to the harem's struggles for favor, using some drugs that make people go mad. The Empress Dowager sent an imperial physician, which means she thinks so too. I don't know which palace caused it. The third prince is already a commandery prince. He doesn't even have the qualification to compete for the crown prince position. Why bother dealing with him? Right now, there's only Chu Qing-Wang. Whichever side she leans towards will have the hope of taking charge. The next day, Dongshang Pavilion. Her Majesty the Empress sympathizes with Her Highness the eldest princess for her recent hard work for the country, and has sent this old servant to custom design several new sets of clothes for Her Highness the eldest princess. And for the gentlemen in your rear court, could you please have them come as well, so we can also make a few sets of clothes for them? Qing Wang told Fu Shang, "Have them make a few sets for you too." This young man is extremely well-born. He doesn't look like those weak male consorts in the rear court. The mama thought to herself, looking at this expression, this is the look of a good person forced to be a male consort. Qing Wang said to make 2 black sets, with dark bamboo patterns embroidered on the sleeves and hem. Also make 2 red sets. For the inner robes, make 2 black and 2 white, all made of gauze. For pairs of shoes, the style and color should match the robes. The old mama wrote down Qing Huang's requests and thought to herself, the eldest princess is lecherous and extravagant. Her reputation is indeed well-deserved. If Her Majesty the Empress wants to curry favor with the eldest princess, perhaps she can start with these male consorts. At this moment, Qing Wang asked Fu Shang, "How else do you think the Empress can curry favor with this palace?" Perhaps she can learn how to curry favor from these male consorts. Or maybe establish 3 palaces and 6 courtyards, so you can have countless beauties in your arms. Fu Shang frowned gloomily upon hearing this. Master's rear court already has 5 annoying men. Any more would be irritating. Qing Wang said again, "Old Madame Kong has said it. Appetite is just a natural desire. How can one dislike seeing beauty swaying before one's eyes?" What do you think? Fu Shang imagined the scene of her being surrounded by those men and frowned. He shook his head repeatedly, not wanting to think about it anymore. Fu Shang said it's too many people. All the chattering is very annoying. Master is a person who does great things. You shouldn't be bewitched by beauty. You should be firm in your will. Qing Wang continued to tease him relentlessly. But everyone in the world knows this palace likes beauty. If I suddenly act upright, wouldn't it make people suspicious? Master is right. But at Changchun Palace, beside her, there's only one male consort named Fu Shang. This servant saw that his skills are not bad, but he seems to be new and acts very unwillingly. As for the other male favorites, it seems they are not in the residence. The Empress was suspicious. How can male favorites in the rear court have the qualification to go out freely? There must be a hidden story behind this. This palace has never paid attention to Little Seven's rear court matters. It seems I should go and find out a little now. Go tell Princess Xian to find an opportunity to invite Chu Qing-Wang to the Prince of Xian's residence to admire flowers and drink tea. Wait, pass down this order. Anytime, anywhere, the people of Changchun Palace can only speak well of the eldest princess, not a single bad word. Also pass the order to the Prince of Xian's residence. From Prince Xian and Princess Xian above, to the servants and household staff below, no one is to anger the eldest princess. We must win over Chu Qing-Huang. Absolutely not repeat the mistake of Consort Duan. Your Majesty, don't worry too much. The eldest princess is infatuated with beauty. If the princess consort can do this well, it should be easy to coax the eldest princess. Returning to the princess's residence, Qing Wang was lying on the bed, reading a book. Fu Shang walked over and thought to himself, Master likes beauty. Qing Wang then said, go to sleep. Suddenly, Fu Shang pulled open his robe, revealing his firm chest, and called out, Your Highness, this subordinate is ready. This palace is a person who does great things. I cannot indulge in beauty. This palace feels that you were very right. She lifted Fu Shang's chin. Although you're a shadow guard, this face is not bad. Sharing a bed with this palace every night. What if one day this palace can't resist and takes liberties with you? Fu Shang thought to himself, taking liberties is also fine. Qing Wang said, don't think about nonsense. Go to sleep. The next day, this morning, the Prince of Jinbei arrived in the capital. By now, he should have reached Chu Tian Dan's residence. If the Prince of Jinbei really joins Chu Tian Dan's faction, it will just be Chu Tian Dan's faction in the underworld. On the other hand, there's Prince Xian, Chu Tian Kok, who has hidden his talents until now and wants to win over this palace. Princess Xian wouldn't want male consorts visiting her residence, but she still sent an invitation. It would be good if they didn't go, but for the sake of appearances, they must still make an appearance. She is very smart. Fu Shang asked, Master wants to take them? Young Master Hong. Hong Yu's surname is Hong. Qing Wang then said, his surname is. When Hong Yu appeared and interrupted, Your Highness, I heard the Prince of Xian's residence sent us an invitation. Then he snatched the invitation from Fu Shang's hand. They are busy reading books, training soldiers, and checking account books. I'll go with you. All right. Qing Wang secretly thought that although Hong Yu looked ordinary, he had some skills. He should be useful this time. Later, at the Prince of Xian's residence, I'll have someone take the two young masters to the east courtyard. All the male guests are over there. Is that all right with Your Highness? Hong Yu said, I'm not going. I want to stay with Her Highness. This subordinate also does not want to go. Princess Xian's eyes crinkled into a smile. Eldest princess, come sit over here. If the two young masters want to follow, then let them. I'm sure the noble ladies can understand. She thought to herself, no matter what happens today, I must coax her. Feng Wanner secretly scowled in annoyance. Her Majesty the Empress told her daughter-in-law to win over Chu Qing Wang. Isn't calling me here specifically to humiliate me to vent her anger? When Qing Wang arrived, everyone immediately bowed in greeting. Long live Her Highness, the eldest princess, long live. As Qing Wang walked past Feng Wanyue, she cursed silently to herself. This bitch Su Qing Wang really deserves to die. Qing Wang immediately turned back and called out, Miss Feng. She was startled and flustered. Your Highness, I wonder what Your Highness's orders are. If this princess told you to slap your own face, would you resist or obey? Her Highness, the eldest princess, is she trying to hit me for no reason? I would not dare to resist. No matter what, I'm a guest of the Prince of Xian's residence today. Suddenly, Qing Wang's voice cut through Feng Wanyue's thoughts. This princess guessed you wouldn't dare to resist. In that case, give yourself a slap across the face. She felt a surge of resentment. The Feng family hasn't even done that. Yet I have to suffer such humiliation? Hong Yu said, Miss Feng, what are you still standing there for? If you dare to anger Her Highness, Miss Feng, guess which family will be the next one Her Highness investigates? Feng Wanyue swallowed her anger and slapped her own face with a loud smack. Princess Xian thought to herself, she's taking her anger out on someone as soon as she arrives. I must not cross her and get on her bad side today. This is Seventh Sister's first visit to the Prince of Xian's residence. I have prepared some interesting performances. I wonder if Seventh Sister is interested. Immediately, a handsome man wearing a light veil moved gracefully across the lotus pond. Everyone marveled. Who is this person to be able to stand on a lotus leaf? He's like a descended immortal. Princess Xian thought to herself. Matron Gu said the eldest princess has recently taken a liking to handsome men who practice martial arts. This man moves like an immortal and can even sword dance on a lotus leaf. This will surely please her. Fu Shang thought smugly, not as skilled as me. Then he said, that man has ropes tied to him. It's not real kung fu. Qing Wang turned and gave a faint smile. This princess saw it too. It must be tied from the other side. Not as skilled as you. Hong Yu then said in a humorous tone, his sword dance isn't bad. It seems he has indeed practiced for a few days. Only a few days of practice. Yet he dares to show off his clumsy skills in front of our master. Your Highness, I think his sword dance is so beautiful. I want to try too. Princess Xian gave a sarcastic smile. The lotus leaves are very light, and the water in the pond is deep. If you have no skill, stepping on the lotus leaves rashly will be very dangerous. This young master, please do not put yourself in danger. Qing Wang turned and said softly, go on, but don't cause any trouble. Your Highness, rest assured. Seeing his smile, I already feel suspicious. With a light leap, Hongyu flew towards the lotus pond. This sudden appearance startled the man. Hongyu landed perfectly on a lotus leaf. The other man, too surprised, stepped back from his position. As a result, he lost his balance and fell splash into the pond. Hongyu watched and asked, What's wrong? Why did you jump into the pond? Seeing this, Feng Wanyue smirked to herself. Princess Xian was so set on pleasing Su Qingwang. Isn't she just going to get crushed by her? She then